difficulty. We got our technical difficulties thing.
Did you just yeet?
I did. I think
I'm not sure if you're actually allowed to say that though. You can't say it.
You gotta say it when you throw things.
It's kind of like saying parkour.
Exactly.
The good Lord yeeteth, and the good Lord yoinketh away.
Yoinketh away. My kids are not okay with the idea that yoink is the opposite of yeet.
No,
They are not.
But it is though. Like
No, it absolutely is.
Like
How did, I that's the first time I've heard it, and I love it. How did we establish that? I think it's great.
I don't. It was somebody posited the theory a while back. All right, it is time to yeet forth another episode of
I swear to God.
of masks.
I apologize in advance. I may have to yoink out a little bit later.
Okay.
Nah, who am I kidding? I'm yoinking right now.
oh God.
No.
Nope. We can't use that. That's not a
thing.
That's not a euphemism we can use here.
No, I can't turn my camera on.
That's okay. It's okay if you can't.
Saturday morning
What's
cartoon.
happening?
It's really. It's. I was gonna be okay with it and supportive, and now I'm super okay with it.
There are children watching.
I mean, they're nearby. I don't know
Shit, I'm
about
gonna
watching.
stroke out.
Okay.
My God.
Now for the big questions. Silas, do you pull up in front of Mitzi's house on the motorcycle?
I think I park it down the block and walk. Like, I don't want any weird first impressions.
You don't need to be that cool.
Though, because it's not that cool. Well, also, like, I'm not trying to come off as like the like rebellious teen that they don't want their daughter around.
Gotcha.
So,
I can't believe we're starting with it. That's what
we're getting right into it.
Let's get fuck it.
Can't believe. I mean. Anyway. All right. So. Yeah. How early are you? Are you right there on time? Like she said, 6:30. Do you roll in right at like 6:25?
See, I'm always late to everything, so I am right on time, and that is my best effort.
Okay. Because you pull up like at 6:28, 2 blocks down, jog a little bit, and basically roll up to the front door. Now, so you're walking up the. I had a picture for the house, didn't I? Hang on, I did.
You did.
I will roll 20 up.
Somewhere.
It's yeah, it was like a ranch style house, I think.
Yeah. Where did I put it? That's a good question. Nope, that ain't it. Where did I put it? That's not it. Is this it? No.
That is a massive kitchen.
Oh, here we
that
go.
I just want.
Here we go. All right, I'll have to clean this picture up a little bit, but we'll move everybody over here. Ba-bum-bum-bum.
Was it your picture that you
But what?
Oh, no,
Oh.
it's beautiful. I love it.
The abuela
memories.
thinking
Yeah,
of
thinking,
this is what happened on the last that you missed.
I remember I watched Mitzi's recap of
the
it
thing. Yeah, it
on
was.
Mo's channel.
Boy, that was some special moments made there. Yeah, so you pull up over here, park the bike in the shade, come running around the corner, come run out to about here, and then play it cool, walk up the front. Now the door on the front opens. It's like you got the full glass. It's a screen door, but it's not a screen door because it's like glass all the way full length. And then the regular storm interior door. And that door opens as you're coming up the walk, and Abuela's standing there going, Silas, you look very nice.
What is he wearing, by the
Gracias?
way?
What's that?
What's he wearing?
He says, so he walks up, he's wearing a button down that he clearly got from a thrift store, and he's wearing a tie, and
Oh my
he's
God.
wearing like his nicest pair of jeans, because he doesn't have slacks because they don't look good on him, and then he's wearing I feel like he's wearing like dress shoes, but they're like
Do you have dress shoes?
they're
Let's
like
be honest.
they're like secondhand dress shoes.
You probably would have got them at the same place.
Like it's very clear that he made the effort, but he has no idea like how to like dress like presentably. So-
He got them at the same thrift shop. Yeah, not to quote Ted Lasso throughout the entire episode, but it's like, oh, they came and they dressed up and none of them wore sneakers. You know,
Basically.
yeah. That's how much they care. Anyway, you look very nice. Come in, come in, come in, come in, come in. And she
Gracias.
kind of, she does the weirdly strong grandma grip on your elbow as she's guiding you in, that you can't decide if it's like testing your joint strength or if she needs the extra support. But she snakes her arm kind of around your arm, tucks in there, pats your hand, but like you're now escorting her. That is the thing that's happening.
All right, we're doing this.
What did we decide? That it's not Miha. I mean, it's Miha. She could call you Miha if she wanted. But what's the other one that we settled on?
Mimi.
Mimi. Mimi, he's here. He's here. Get out here. You're late now. Don't make them wait.
Abuela, por favor. And Mitzi just sort of like comes out of the back room, sort of like sheepishly, like just like pokes her head down the hallway.
As you're waiting for her to come out, she leans in. She goes, "Did you say gracias to me?"
See?
Are you taking lessons from Missy's terrible teacher? Everything is wrong. She says
Poquito.
everything. Yeah, she says everything wrong. And she says it again, and it sounds the same. But
Right.
she it's more like, and she rolls it off again, and she's like, see, like it's more like that. The way she says it is.
I should be taking lessons from you then.
I do tutoring. You can come over whenever you want. We'll set up a time.
I'll keep that in mind.
$55 an hour. I'm kidding. Kidding. It's 15.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Looking up, noticing Mitzi, he's kind of like, was the tie too much? I'll take the tie off.
You
real quick.
will not take off he's wearing it for me now if you don't want him to have it. You leave it on. I never get to see anybody your age wearing a tie. I'm going to take a picture later. You have to give me log me back into my Instagram.
Oh my god, Abuela, you don't remember your password? Of all the things you know.
No, I just want you to do it.
Ay, que fue? Okay.
I just want you to do it for me. I remember my password.
Fantastic.
This
I'm trying to think what Mitzi's wearing now.
This,
now I'm thinking about it.
incidentally, just so you know, is the splash screen for this episode when it goes
I saw
up.
that.
When
I
it
was
goes
very
live. Yes. That.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. I had to have you guys close enough that Birthright was in front of the paint palette. So
Amazing.
that's why it looks like that. That's no other reason. That is, I did not angle it so that it looks like Mitzi's grabbing his butt or has her hand in his pocket.
You know,
I thought it was like a back thing. Like,
The angle it's tough to tell, really. Her elbow could be bent. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Her dad won't mind. Anyway. All right, I leave you alone. I'm going to go tell your mother everything that she's doing wrong in the kitchen, and then we'll have dinner. It won't be very long because it won't be very long.
Okay.
She winks at you as she's walking out.
Wait, which
Very-
you?
Mitzi.
Oh god.
She gives you, and it's not coy. It is like a type of like.
So I think when she leaves, she's just gonna look at Silas. She's like, "Thanks for coming over."
of course, I'm excited to meet your family.
And they're excited to meet you too. Do you want a tour?
Sure.
Okay. And then
So-
she'll just like.
So I think now you have to wear your heart on your sleeve a little bit. How awkward do you want this? Because my thought is that most of your siblings are probably doing, because this is midweek thing, so they're probably out and about and doing stuff.
Oh, but not the younger ones are probably home.
You think so? The twins? How old are they?
And
Curfew.
Yeah, but it's only 6:30. I think they're not.
Yeah, like maybe they're at
They're
soccer
probably
practice.
they're probably not
actually.
home yet. Like
Yeah,
they
they're probably
roll.
at soccer practice.
Yeah, soccer practice. They roll in at like 7
Yeah.
from that because they're probably getting done right now, and then that kind of thing. And it depends on whether or not your dad decides to stop and just grab them food. Which do they?
Because he knows
Delay?
they're not going to eat what's at home anyway.
Well, no, they'll eat this, but it's kind of like, does he decide that they're going to be at the dinner table, or does he decide he doesn't want them at the dinner table? And I think he's going to err on the side of. We'll see. So the twins are probably out and about. Your older brother is a senior, so he's probably still doing stuff.
Yeah, he's probably doing his second job. Like he probably like interns at like Rook, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And the oldest, LJ, he's in college, but I think he also works part time at Rook as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's probably out working.
Cool. 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 All right. So it's relative. So yeah, you can do the tour. I'm guessing how many people you're going to be running into through the house. So mom is cooking. Abuela's in there. The kids are mostly out or just out.
Yeah.
So it's relatively quiet right now for your house.
Yeah,
Quite
I
quiet.
think she mentions that too to Silas as they're walking. She's like, usually everybody's home, but everybody's out today.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice. It's nice that it's quiet.
It usually isn't this quiet. We usually count this as a blessing.
What's
Yeah.
What's Missy's room look like? Do we get to see Missy's room?
Yeah, I actually have some Pinterest photos that I.
Oh yes. Share that action. I gotta have that up.
Oh, this is perfect. Hold on. Give me that image.
Give it to me.
Give it to me. It's like that's one corner, and the other corner is like all art supplies. and,
Okay,
like, a
good.
desk.
Get this in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
The bed's made.
The
Because Abuela made her make him red.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's been check-ins.
Yeah. She's like, and this is my room.
Abuela has not said very loudly several times, is that what you're wearing?
Yeah, because she's actually still wearing maybe her jumper from earlier. Like she usually wears just like loose jumpers and like maybe like a sweater underneath or like a t-shirt or like a tank top.
Do you need me to stand out in the hallway while you change?
What?
I'm not. What? No, I'm not changing.
Oh, I thought you said you were changing. I mean,
No.
you look fine. You look fine.
No,
Abuela would like me to change,
What?
but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I think that you should stay the way you are.
Yeah.
What? I see you got some records on the wall. What kind of music you like to listen to?
Oh, it's usually just, and she gets a little embarrassed. Like I'm not that. I don't know a lot of music, but like I do like softer contemporary stuff. I like poppy, but also just more like vibes than anything. And she's trying to think of like some of the artists. She's like Keegan and Sarah, Florence and the Machine, Shura, Likey Lee.
I've heard of one of those.
Do you
That's
want
funny.
to? I guess we got some time. Do you want to just hang out and here and just like listen to music and stuff? I don't know.
Sure. Yeah. Show me
I-
some music stuff. Do you have any of your art stuff that you can show me?
Oh yeah, actually that's one corner. The other corner is like her art, her easel, and like her painting stuff, and like art on the walls, and like a lot of like work in progresses and stuff. So, actually, like while she's like pulling out art supplies, she's pulling it like she's mentally pulling up an album and like throwing it on the record player.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
That's
clicking
cool.
by. Yeah. Yeah, it's just I mainly do paints, as you can tell. But you've seen me do a lot of sketching in school too, so. And she's just like really just she doesn't know what to do.
I think neither of us do.
Yeah.
So do you know if what your parents are gonna want to talk about at dinner?
I think it's mostly Abuela who's gonna be doing the talking, honestly.
Okay, she seems nice.
Narrator voice. She was wrong.
Oh no.
Um, I sorry, I got distracted by God. What? What are we talking about? I forgot what he asked. What'd you ask?
What to ask? What to talk about, or what they're going to be talking about?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly.
You have a dog?
Do we have a dog?
My dog started making noise, and I didn't know if you guys heard it. I was
No.
just trying to play off it.
Oh, I did not hear you, doggo.
I feel like they have to have a dog, but
I think they have birds.
birds.
Oh, I
Okay.
hate that.
I love birds. They're like in like the living room, like far away. They're like
Mhm.
parrots, like monk parrots.
Oh, you got
Right.
parrot, great big cage. Oh, okay. So this is a little wrinkle. The Ramirez house, the television is never off. It's never actually being watched. It's rarely being watched, but in the room where the parrot is, it's almost never off. Because at some
Right.
point in time, your mom or your dad, or maybe it was Abuela, or it's just something they inherited, because this bird is like 40 years old and has gone through multiple generations. Somebody heard that the bird likes to have like human conversation around it, and to solve that, when everybody's gone at work, they just leave the TV running at like a really low volume in the
Sounds like my
room.
mom and like with her dog. Honestly.
I just imagine that that you guys come home and the parrot is just quoting telenovelas all the time.
Pretty much like, hey, no.
Ay, papi!
And,
It's just like, yeah.
It's actually probably Abuela's because Abuela's been around for forever, and
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
it's her bird.
Yeah, she talks back to it.
It's amazing.
Anyway,
I
she
think
says
she's
she
got her
can.
husband.
She says she can read its thoughts because she says stuff to it that you would only say if like, because it doesn't show any outward indication. She says that she's picking up the thoughts and then she's responding to it, and they're always really mean things that she says back to it. You have been unable to detect any kind of cognitive thought that so you can't tell if you're just not as good as she is, or if she's making that up just so she can swear at the bird. It's even money, honestly.
Amazing.
Okay. So, all right. So a little bit of listening to music, the parrots. I can't tell if who hates the idea of the birds. Is that Silas or Sean?
No, that was a Sean thing.
That was a Sean
Yeah.
thing. Oh, I hate that. It's good.
I used to date a girl who had birds, and every morning at 2 a.m. they would just
Oy.
scream.
Oy vey. Yikes. So yeah, there's probably about a 5-minute bit in there of, because guest in the house, the first thing you got a parrot, you try to get it to say the things that it says, and half of it, that what it says is it won't say that you want it to say, and then it says a couple of the other things. It says a couple of things you've never heard before. Most of that's in Spanish. And then you hear the front door, and Abuela says something about "Stop telling him all my secrets," and she's shouting at the bird. You think?
You think?
We're home, and you hear your dad say something about eat that in the kitchen nook. Eat that, and the twins go running by. Well, running. They go by quickly. They don't even glance at the extra person, because they're digging through, like they're already pulling out like the stuff out of the Happy Meal and stuff. They stopped at like a McDonald's, and they're eating in the kitchen.
I think Mitzi just yells hi at them as they run by.
Hi. Yeah, they both kind of like belatedly like hi, hi. And then if one of them's the sister, right? It's like a brother and a sister, right?
Yeah, they're twins.
Yeah. So one of them
Where
comes.
did I put it? I always keep losing this.
Yeah, I know. The younger sister, comes back in, and she's very pointedly not looking at Silas, but she's really looking at you, and she's like, "Who is this?"
This is my friend Silas, Elsa. Elsa, Silas. Silas, Elsa.
Why do you shave the side of your head?
Because it gets hot sometimes outside.
Just on the side?
Well, yeah, and it, you know, maybe I should shave all of it. Should I shave all of it? He asked Missy.
No.
No, and
They
some
both
people
say
just
no.
Like this.
It's kind of it's kind of the best of both worlds.
It looks cool. I'm gonna do it. And she walks out eating French fries.
I think that went well.
The other one's Emilio, the one that didn't say hi.
You hear from the other room, "Hi!" But he's like clearly got food in his mouth from the other.
Like
Amazing.
a handful of French
Why are
fries.
we having a conversation in the living room? Where's the hello? In the okay, so Dad walks in. He's taking off his jacket. Why are we having a conversation in the living room and not in the dining room where I can eat?
I can't imagine why Joyce is so good at playing a house full of kids.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
You just
I just disembodied head. I don't have a miniature for him. Perry, get to work. Jeez.
What? I just imagine a head floating in and being like, "Hola."
Hola.
Working on it. I'm working on it.
Rook
That's
Industries has
amazing.
been very good to me. Floating in.
He's
on
like
the
from
little,
Futurama, like
head
the
in a
little
jar.
heads in the
yeah. But this one's got a Rook Industry logo on the bottom. I cannot say enough good things about this company. I can't. Contractually obligated to get at least 10,000 in per day.
like Silas is my dad.
Hello. Manly handshake ensues. He actually says that, kind of muttering it under a manly handshake ensues.
His name's Luca. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm really good at handshakes. That's the one thing I am good at.
Okay.
He
So
lives on
the
second
trick is
floor.
you point as you're going in, and it gives you a good firm lock in there.
You point. Okay. I like that. That's good. It's a good handshake. Well, come in. Let's come in and sit down. Sit down. We don't need to be in here. The bird spies on us.
I don't like that.
So he ushers everybody in there. People get sat down. Where's Mom? Got Mom in here too. Get Mom.
I put
Sit
the
her on the
list.
table. I just want faces. So
Yeah.
I'm not actually indicating that she's sitting on the table. I just need the faces around. So.
Silas, Mom, Julia.
And she's still like toweling off her hands and coming in. She goes, "Come here, give." And
Is that a hug that we're going in for?
apparently you're getting a hug.
Apparently, I'm getting a hug. All right.
Yeah, she gets like an eyebrow thing, like really from Dad. She's like, she never brings boys around. The hugs where I can.
I am uncomfortable.
Technically,
Yep.
she did not bring the boy around. I did. I invited him. He's my date. You sit right here because I'm right here. You go across the table. You're fine. You
she waves Mitzi to like sit on the other side.
across the table.
Amazing.
At this point, yeah,
Fine. Okay. Well.
yeah. She is the I was gonna say poster child, but patron saint of incorrigible.
I don't know the meaning of the word.
That and many others. So yeah, food's out. Everything's getting handed out. Everyone's very nice. Grandma or Abuela makes a bunch of jokes. She does not make jokes about the food. So she does not. She said something about how the food's passable or anything like that. She does not make fun of the food because she said that if she does that, no, everyone will make her cook, and she doesn't want to do that. But it's also because Mom's a pretty good cook. Dad is too. They kind of take turns. So they sit down. The food's going. Dad is it Silas? Is Silas?
Silas, yes, sir.
You go to. I gather, since I had to infer this through detective work, that you go to the same school as Mitzi.
That's correct.
What year are you? You a senior, junior?
I'm senior.
Oh, same age. Do you know her brother?
Yeah, we've passed in the hallway a couple times. I think that we had a class together last semester.
Oh, is that how you met Mitzi?
No, I met Mitzi in art class.
Oh, another artist.
I'm aspiring. I'm trying. She's taught me a lot.
Is she teaching the class then?
She might as well be.
Oh,
She's very talented, your daughter.
Oh, so you're a senior? I suppose are you already looking at colleges and everything? We have a Fisk. We just ordered a Fisk for Mitzi. Have you? I suppose you have one at home already, probably worn out. Fisk is like this monster 3-inch thick book of all colleges and that kind of a deal.
I'm keeping my options open.
That's good.
I come from a family of men who are tradesmen.
I think Mitzi sort of like sipping some water and sort of like chokes a little bit, but like.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's a great deal of good work that can be done. Most of the family works in the trade. We're actually a bit of the black sheep for not doing that. Although I will point out, if you're planning on staying local, colleges in Halcyon are very good, and I know a couple of companies that do very good internships that will pay for most of your Rook Industries, for example, will pay for tuition if you're involved in a full-time internship, for example. This is Dad's go-to topic lately, right? Because with oldest brother in college, next oldest brother as a senior in high school, and Mitzi a junior, he is all about getting his company to pay for as much of college as he possibly can. So I have no room whatsoever to say one way or the other, but if you want my advice, you should look at that. Planning is very, very important at this point in time. You need to be thinking about that, planning ahead. Even if trades, very good trade colleges in Halcyon, and it's hard to get your foot in the door without at least some of that. So, planning is good. Get a good, you put on a good impression so that the various companies like what they see and do the work, show that you can plan through to do the work. I think one of the most impressive things when I see a resume from someone young who's coming out of school is that they didn't have to take extra years to do it, because then it shows that they made the plan and they did the plan and they held to it and they got it taken care of. The degree doesn't matter so much, the grade point doesn't matter so much, as long as they got the work done on time. And that's an important. And he is absolutely shifting your labels.
Yep.
And what he is doing is he wants to shift your superior up and your danger down. Pleasant face, pleasant expression, not scaring anybody away, planning ahead.
What's he trying to do?
Danger down, superior up.
I'll take that.
Are you sure? Okay. All right.
I mean, it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad.
Will work
is it?
statistically.
Yeah. Statistically, they're good. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah.
I think I quit back that yeah, I certainly understand the importance of making a plan because otherwise some people might try and make a plan for you.
Otherwise, some people try to make a plan. It's what I've been, and mom. Well, yes, everyone make a plan. Yeah. Can we change the subject now? What else are you studying in school, Silas? What are you doing? What are your hobbies?
Well, that's two questions. Well, in school,
And we're gonna pause right there.
yeah,
Think about that, and we're gonna switch.
Cool.
Meanwhile, while Mitzi's body
It's
continues to consume
internally screaming.
Yeah, while Mitzi's streaming, her body continues to consume her own stomach lining. Abuela actually pings you a little bit, kind of in the like, are you okay? Like in the with the yes.
Me?
Yes.
That's a loaded question, and you know it.
I think Mitzi pings back. She's like, no.
I think it's going very well.
Why'd you do this to me, Abuela?
I did it for you.
Did you?
When
Or was it for you?
when you sometimes you can get someone a present for their birthday or for Christmas, and it is very nice for them, and it's also very nice for you.
Dios mío, Abuela.
It is sweet for me. It's good for you. Then he saves the world or saves the city or something like that, and then they go, look at that young man. How
Por
heroic.
favor, please do not bring up anything about any of that. Please.
No, I'm not going to bring it up, but if it happens and then they find out.
If it happens, how is it going to happen? You have anything planned?
No, I'm not going to put the city in peril. That was 2 weeks ago. And you talked me out of it, so it's fine. I'm sure that there is no reason. I'm not talking about anything specific. I'm just saying at some point in time, something is going to go crazy, and you and your heroic friends are going to be at the middle of it. And if your family finds out about that later, then they can say, what a nice heroic young boy. I'm not saying anything is going to go wrong now. Why would anything go wrong now? Cut to Perry.
That is the most ominous sentence I've ever heard. Nothing will go wrong, Perry.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Harry's like behind some like death machine screaming.
Literally the frame is like, I'm not saying anything's going to go wrong. Look at the roll 20 for this. I'm not saying anything's going to go wrong now. Why would anything go wrong now? And then the next frame in the comic book is Perry's apartment. with the little yellow box, Perry's apartment. Anyway, what I need to do is I need to take this picture.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a new position for Perry's miniature, Frank. One where he's like this, like that. So I can take the transparent.
I've got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can take that as a transparency and put it in front of the conspiracy wall with all the strings.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, right there is the mail. Let's talk to the mail. Can we talk about the mail, please, Mac? I've been dying to talk about the mail with you all day. Pepe Sylvia.
Yes. So I'm gonna just find that picture and then I'm just gonna Photoshop
Perry's face
on the Charlie days.
I was so mad because when they were doing you remember that TikTok trend that I'm getting ripped tonight, RIP that thing. And
Yes.
I did the whole Pepe Sylvia monologue and it bombed. Like nobody
I don't think I even saw that one.
Yeah, I was like, I don't.
Speaking randomly of weird TikTok stuff, it is really, really hard to tag you on TikTok, and I don't know why. It's super, super weird.
TikTok does this thing I've noticed where like if you've shared or tagged people frequently, that it just like takes them off of your tag list for a couple days.
Yep.
I don't really know why.
It's weird. You don't show up on my search though. Like if I try to type in @HighGains, it's like we have no idea who you're talking about.
It's TikTok has done that to me with you a couple of times, Joyce.
Yep. I don't know what it is. Mo tried to tag you and couldn't. I tried to tag you in the comments of her thing and I couldn't. It wouldn't show up. I did my own video and tried to tag you and it worked.
It's like it's actively trying to suppress friends groups. Like,
I-
nope, you've spent too much time with that person. Go.
Right.
go.
That's what I told
Yeah.
Sean.
Go outside.
I was-
Just go
I was
outside.
like, Sean, it doesn't like us.
Frank, I think you're being a little too generous with how well that miniature is dressed.
Well, there isn't a short sleeve button down shirt with a tie option, unfortunately.
Right.
Oh my god.
It's like that's what he thinks he looks like.
Right.
In his brain, that's what he looks like.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Anyway, that's what I was doing while you guys were sitting around the table.
Oh my
just-
god, that's
like that.
absolutely. It's literally he dresses like the guy in front of the conspiracy wall that does this thing, except he doesn't have this.
And
I'd
I
also
noticed,
like to add that
noticed
he's probably go ahead.
the best I could do was make sure you were wearing white socks.
His shirt is like it looks good on the front and the back it's very wrinkled because he doesn't know how to properly iron a shirt, so he only got one
Right.
side.
I mean, just never take your jacket off.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so good. I mean that though. We're just gonna label that date night. That's good stuff.
Without my usual ridiculous OCD attention to detail in the colors, but
It
like I say, it's the best I could do while you guys were running that scene.
it works. It absolutely works, and I absolutely appreciate it. That's good stuff.
Right, all right.
All right. So,
My headcanon, and tell me if I'm wrong, my
Go ahead.
headcanon was that Perry wasn't around last session because
Right.
he was in the workshop on Silas's bitchin' new outfit. Sorry, Birthright's bitchin' new outfit.
yes.
I like that.
I gotta find where's the shot of the bitch in new outfit.
Well, while y'all are working on that,
Uh-huh.
Sean, you never stated how tall Silas is.
Oh, he's
Don't
like
make me
6'1".
just ministers.
He's
That's how
6'1".
He's pretty
That's
tall.
how tall I am.
Yeah.
So
That's fairly tall.
That's crazy. Very tall.
yeah, it's funny because like people don't realize that I'm like tall until they meet me and they're like, oh, he's a big boy.
Character pick.
I don't know if I think I just gave you screenshots of the new outfit and not. I think I may have.
You showed me like the work in progress one.
Yeah. I was like pending Sean's approval, so I may not have actually linked to the file yet.
I think
And
you,
No, it looks-
you didn't link the file, but you did put the picture up here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, you know what? It's because it was a WIP. It was in the chat and not the. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll have to scroll up a little bit.
And how tall is Caleb again? Just so I can get like.
Like 6'1" also.
And how tall is Perry?
You know
With
what?
the two towers.
I don't remember. Let me see here.
2 towers and Mitzi, like 5 foot.
Which one of us is Isengard? Like,
I think it makes sense for me to be Isengard because you're definitely like Mountain Doom.
yeah, I definitely think I'm Barrett. Like, yes, I definitely am
You're the
not.
doomed.
Oh, what is it called again? What I always forget what the. I'm gonna look that up. Hang on.
We're getting the important questions asked here. Stuff.
Yeah, it's okay. So the two towers technically are Barad-dûr and Orthanc.
Right.
Correct.
So yes. So Barad-dûr, you're Orthanc, and I'm Barad-dûr.
Oh my God.
That's what it
This
is.
is a conversation we've actually had in character.
And Mitzi's just looking at you like, what?
Nerds.
Harry is 5'9".
My God, y'all are so tall.
5'9" is not tall. Just so we're
I'm
clear.
5'1".
Yes,
Everybody-
you are a tiny
Fuji-
thing. You are a
Sorry.
tiny thing.
Everyone is tall compared to hobbits. It's true.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So in my phone, he is saved as Orthanc.
That's
Nice.
funny.
Amazing.
There we go. All right.
Nerds.
I need to get back to. Okay, this is very important. I need to switch back over to the other. Gotta switch back over here.
I'm just thinking like Silas comes in like Boyle's taking him by the arm and he's just like looming in the doorway like hello.
Basically.
All right. I had to adjust relative sizes
At,
there. That was important. That had to happen.
did the knowledge of how much did Mitzi tell the group about her vision prior to of what happened before the battle at what you call it, Tower?
Oh, she hasn't had a chance to tell anybody about that yet.
Okay, that's all I need.
There
to
was
know.
a
There was a lot that happened. Like
There's so much going on that I don't even know about.
I do, unfortunately. And
I feel like
Mitzi,
you're the only one. Like, I feel like you're like Mitzi's the
and
only
I
one who
try
has
to
like.
tell you all, but I'm trying to also not overwhelm at the same time, but also like she released about the mom thing, so she told those two about the mom thing. You weren't there last week, so you weren't at bus meetup where just Mitzi was getting roasted the whole time.
Nice.
I mean, yeah. So yeah, we've got Perry's like working on the actual suit, but he also like there's like a 3D wireframe that's sort of rotating in the background
Absolutely.
on like a little
Yes.
thing. That's
Like
what that's what
That is-
that's meant to
that is
do.
happening.
That's what that little thing on the Roll20 is meant to do.
I love it.
The little mini thing of float. It's like just on a rotation. Occasionally it flips to
great.
the one with the wings deployed. All that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. Thank you.
So you're working on this suit. That's your physical cycles.
That's my
your-
my neck down work is putting this stuff together.
What's your neck up work? Like, is it just a cacophony of
Well,
random stuff?
there's a couple things going on, I think, with Perry. Part of it is I've still got visions. I'm tired of dying for your mistakes thing. Like just right there.
Vigil, not vision.
Vigil,
but yes.
vigil, not vision.
Yeah.
Vigil. And sorry.
Yeah, that's good.
And so it's like, okay, so knowing now that there are other people that perceive time
Shenanigans.
potentially the way Perry does is both awesome and terrifying. I guess awesome, it would just be awesome because awesome should be terrifying if we're
Terrifyingly
using the original.
awesome.
Yeah, no, if we're using the intended definition of awesome, to say that awesome is terrifying is redundant.
Yes.
Right.
It
It
is.
leaves me in awe.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It is officially a lot to process.
So there's a leap I want to make that I can't yet because I don't know what Mitzi told us.
Mm-hmm.
So
It hasn't
I'll
been
sit
a
on
lot
that.
because I mean you missed out on some conversation, but none of that conversation was really Mitzi dropping a lot of her fact bombs on anybody because she was processing a lot of.
She's got stuff on her mind.
There was a lot of
we need to-
there was a
we
lot
need
of
to give it some
Mitzi
time.
going on.
Yeah.
Mitzi had to deal with a lot of Mitzi going on before she could talk about all the other stuff. And I don't mean that in a disparaging way. It was just a lot. There was 5 conditions worth of Mitzi. So
Oof.
yeah, she was up to 5. It was great.
So was last session for you guys basically just talking Mitzi off the edge of the bridge? I mean, is that
We played hooky, and
Yeah.
or no, that was the episode before.
Yeah, that was episode
Wasn't it?
before. Last
What?
episode was Caleb was chatting with his choir teacher about things.
Right.
Then Abuela calling Silas's Aegis agent to talk to Silas in orders to get him to come to dinner.
That was a thing.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
Then Mitzi was in the kitchen when Abuela's like, "Hey, by the way, he's coming over for dinner tonight. Don't be late." And she's like, "What?"
Yeah.
I love that that Abuela.
Abuela just decided that was.
I love that.
Well, and then the reason that Abuela, what we had determined, the reason that Abuela took all these steps is because she found. She certainly wasn't snooping. She completely, through entirely
Of course
innocent
not, no.
means, found the photo strip from the photo booth of those two in the photo booth and decided this boy needs to come over to the house, so he can be assessed.
Also, it's amusing how she knows who he is because he usually wears a helmet in fighting. So, like,
She has her ways.
He does have her
in the same way that you've internalized a lot of the you've sort of internalized the use of a lot of telekinesis stuff. Abuela has internalized a lot of the telepathy.
Nice.
She doesn't look at people the same way that most people look at people. Which,
She's really good at vibe checks.
Yeah, she's really, really good at vibe checks. Well, personal privacy, but I'm not trying to get their bank accounts.
I'm just an old lady. I can't hurt anybody.
I can't hurt anybody. Yeah, I can be
yeah,
trusted
so-
because I trust myself.
It was a whole lot of that, and then Mitzi being like, "I'm sorry," and then them going to the bus for lunch, and then Caleb and Silas roasting her because Silas is like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to have dinner with Mitzi's parents." And Mitzi's like, "I hate you."
Yeah,
I love.
it was
I
pretty
love
good.
everything
It
about
was pretty good.
And then
Thank you.
she dropped the bomb about Caleb's mom, and that's pretty much all the information that's been provided so far.
Yeah, that was what. So that was the fact that they saw Caleb's mom in the mall. Was that was the one truthy thing, but all the stuff from actually Exemplar's Tower,
Mhm.
none of that's really
Okay.
showed up.
No
So
worries,
what
no
you've
worries.
been turning over is Vigil's thing.
Right.
You weren't really on the radar for this other stuff, so mostly it's been the stuff that happened with you, with
Right.
regards to Vigil saying you need to get your stuff straightened out.
Oh, and there was talk about Perry. Oh, I forgot about that.
There was some talk about Perry as well.
There
yeah.
was just we acknowledged the fact that nobody knew where Perry was.
No, it was also that Vigil stopped Mitzi on the way to school to talk about
Oh.
Perry.
Right. Vigil's been messing about while you
Forgot
were.
all about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Mitzi brought
Vigil
up to the
pulled
guys.
the Watcher from What If, where she just kind of showed up in the clouds.
Like really
Yeah,
big
they-
while Mitzi was flying to school and said
That's
we need to talk and
right on.
and then had a chat with Mitzi about you. While you weren't
So-
around to mess things up, I think was how Vigil said it at the time.
So yes. So to answer your question, yes, Perry is very much while he is physically sort of doing the meditative physical work on the suit that allows his brain to investigate the timeline. If I can, if enough time has passed for me to actually make a
Itself,
roll
the
on
cough
that.
was intentional.
I think
or-
that
100%. Yes. And so, but where that focus would be, I think, is now I've got basically this triangle of Perry and Dr. Dr. Infinity and Vigil, and my thought is, okay, the one thing I remember saying, like the only thing that is, I think I made this comment earlier in like a few months ago in chat, which like the only thing that that reassures Perry that all of this isn't a complete figment of his imagination is that when I press the button, my nanotech suit appears. Wait a minute, you guys can see the nanotech suit too, right?
Oh, no.
And so-
yeah.
like when my suit goes, and now I'm wearing the outfit, like, does that happen for you guys or am I still wearing a suit? Or my, 3-piece. And so
Yeah.
I don't know, did I actually go back in time? Am I in a coma somewhere in, 2682? Or is this a simulation and the only people that occasionally get a glimpse of the code are me and Vigil and Dr. Infinity? Is sort of where I'm at. And two of those are way too scary to contemplate. So I'm going to go with I actually went back in time because that is the only reasonable conclusion.
Sure.
Thank you, Andrew.
I mean,
I'm sure that made sense in your brain.
I think the TLDR is Perry trying to figure out, is this real or is it just all fantasy?
Right.
Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Exactly.
That's
Thank
where I
you.
was going. Thank you.
Revenant's mom, Vigil, timeline dissolve,
Right. At this point, Perry would
Basically,
not know.
Perry's writing his own version of "We Didn't Start the Fire" right now.
Yeah, you know what? You're not wrong.
Send,
Birthright, Revenant, Mitzi, AK Clarity. Sorry, I'll get it.
It's amazing.
So,
Did y'all see the thing of somebody did that with like the entire MCU and like told the story of the entire like Infinity Saga then with that song? It's amazing.
That's
I'll have to
cool.
link that later.
that was pretty good. I feel like I saw part of it is very solid. This is probably.
I feel like I gave you a whole bunch of word salad. I don't know if I actually got to. I don't know if I actually adequately conveyed.
My takeaway
Perry's
is that
headed.
there's like a processing loop going in Perry's head that looks like the text on the side of the screen over there, which is just this constant loop of running through. I can't remember. Is there anything? Was there
Yep.
other stuff?
Yep.
Revenant's Mom, Vigil, Timelines, Transcendent, Monkeys. Actually,
I love that you wrote it in the language that I still.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I can't do an interrobang, so I'm just gonna have to do it like that.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Just keep going.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh wait, shit. Hang on. This is
Wait,
important.
there needs to be a Dr. Infinity in there.
Oh yeah, there needs to be a Dr. Infinity in there, and there also needs. This is very important. Hang on.
Yeah, because up till the thing that's particularly scary about Dr. Infinity is that up until that moment, I thought I was the only one that was able to like blip us all back to a safe point. So the fact that A, Dr. Infinity can do it, and B, Vigil is aware of it.
Yeah, maybe you talk to Vigil.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Everybody but Vigil.
I'm gonna
agrees
need.
with- agree.
I'm
Agrees with that.
gonna need a lot more coffee for that. I mean, Perry's gonna need a lot more coffee for that. I've had just the right amount.
That work? Yeah, there we go.
Da, I believe. Is it DA or DE?
Is it D? I thought it was DE.
It's DA.
Is it DA?
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out.
There's a little thing in here.
I remember thinking that one of the possible interpretations of her name is small, big, which I thought was amazing.
I can't believe she made the list. That's so.
Well, and the thing is, she's creeping in as subnotes repeatedly.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Which is complicating the loop.
Yes, exactly.
It's complicating the loop in multiple points. The fact that and I'm putting it in where I'm putting it in because of the way that it apparently is getting associated in your head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, linking
I
it
love
to
that.
clarity makes sense, but then why is she showing up after Transcendent? That's just weird.
Right.
Vigil,
Right.
Anyway, she lives a lot.
I'm also annoyed at the fact that
To be fair, she's kind of
I don't know if
inserting she's inserting herself into the loop by texting a lot.
well, yeah, that's what I've said. It's like, how come in mutter. How come,
There you go. Yes.
yes. How come in our timeline we've got Boolean whatever on, you know, we've made Boolean searches into poetry, but nobody bothered to document how to interpret, you know, the constantly shifting popular definitions of various emojis. Like, what the hell?
Yep. So yeah,
as a society, we've gone back to Egyptian hieroglyphics and communicating with pictures. It's kind of funny when you think about it.
yeah,
bit.
and a lot of it's left over in the interpretation. That's good stuff. So investigate the timeline. Yes, you can absolutely do that. You were getting around to that I was busy messing with your state here.
It's all good. All good.
Roll Savior to find out how your investigations in the timeline have been going. On a hit, choose one figure you've remembered, or one aspect of the future world you can remember. You found a lead to follow to learn more about how the present version of that figure or aspect, man, my words are combining in weird, interesting ways, became the future version on a 10 plus. All right, so let's take a look at that. That is a savior roll. Savior roll.
And I'm investigate the timeline. I'm not specifically. This is just a general, so I'm not getting any pluses minuses on for any. Okay.
Yeah, it just is. You can hit whoa, hello, good roll. All right.
Thank you.
Roll Savior.
Nice to be back.
You found the lead to follow to learn more about how the present version of that becomes the future version on 10 plus. Lead's particularly strong. Right now, you can ask the GM one question about the figure or aspect, and they will answer honestly. On a miss, you're lost in the present. GM will tell you how. So are we pointing ourselves at Vigil here to learn some more about them, or what? Because
on a full hit,
you found the lead to follow to learn more about how the present version of that figure. So you choose one figure you've remembered, or one aspect of the future world you can remember. So Vigil, basically it sounds like who's on the list here would be Transcendent, Vigil, Dr. Infinity, or Birthright. And choose one figure you've remembered. And this leaves
honestly at this point,
mm-hmm.
On a full hit, is it too much or just right to remember everything about Zhao Da?
Sure.
But I mean, you know what I mean? Like, because she's just, I mean, she's in the code so much. She may not be the most important thing, but
one question about the figure or aspect, and they will honestly. You follow. Okay, I mean.
So I know that she isn't.
Hole.
I know, right? Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's fine.
Yeah. Because I mean, I know what I just threw at you, and I apologize for that. So, but my thought is, because of the texting so much, and because she has influence over me.
Yep.
Now, do I have to? Is this something that has to be handled? Is this something that I need to be gloves off? You know what I mean? Like, what do I remember? Like, does she go on to cure cancer? Does she, whatever? Who knows?
Poking the timeline, Perry. You're poking the timeline.
That's the thing. I'm just like, what? And maybe maybe I don't. Maybe she's on the side of a milk carton.
Right.
I don't know.
Here's. I'm looking at this thing. I want to see how I want to take this thing apart a little bit.
I mean, I know that, like, in terms of the bigger aspects of the story things that we have going on, that Vigil or Dr. Infinity would be what do I keep saying that? Dr. Infinity would be.
Let me. Yeah, I put it in there the long way because I find it fascinating. I should explain something. This is important. We're playing masks. Nothing is more important than the person that's currently got your heart all pitter patter. Like
good.
Like,
I mean, that's you're not wrong.
I'm a appears a 17-year-old senior whose phone is getting blown up by.
Exactly. I mean, if we're playing GURPS, then no, I'm just kidding. I'm not throwing any shade on anything, but for this, it makes perfect sense because I love the fact that you've got this great big roll, and I'm going to dump it on like this. Okay. So here's the thing, and what the reason I'm doing this a specific way is that because you rolled a 10, or 10 plus, I should say.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you rolled a 10 plus, I'm delivering you this information with you somewhat sort of emotionally speaking at a bit of a remove. Okay? And this is mostly because you've got neck down work to do. Okay?
Yep.
You're keeping the technical parts of your brain that might spiral as you're letting this stuff process. So you're sort of letting your memories flow past and through you without really analyzing them, because the analysis is on stress reduction in the shoulder joints and the wing pack and the little rocket boost thing and how to keep that from burning Silas's ass clean off and all that stuff.
Lateral stresses when the attitude control jets fire and all of that. Yeah.
So you're letting the memories just sort of play by without thinking about it, and that's letting you not spiral about the things that you're remembering, because what you're remembering, and you just try to put this into your place of like what the deal is with Zhao Da, and you get lots of different answers. Okay?
Yeah.
You get Zhao on a milk carton. You get Zhao as a statue in the spooky Sentinel Square. Sentinel Square? Yeah, Sentinel Plaza. You get Zhao as sort of a damn near faceless member of the high school who's like doing the Godzilla scream. What I always think of is like screaming up at the thing that is just off screen that's enormous. You get a shot of you walking down the hallway and having some sort of energetic argument with Caleb, and kind of bumping into Zhao and her muttering something under her breath, and you're just kind of like, oh, what? And keep going, and neither one of you even knows who the other one is. You get Zhao and you inexplicably at a drive-in. You don't even think there is one in this town. Like, it's got to be a small town, because you're like you've got like there's like a panning shot somehow that you remember, and it's like a small town with like a drive-in that's got maybe
with like an adjacent cornfield.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's outside.
Weird.
Yeah, or is that North Carolina? I don't even know if there are any active drive-ins anymore, but
right.
South Dakota has 3, and one of them's in my hometown. From
That's cool.
back when I was a kid. Still running every summer. Anyway, they don't have a regular movie theater, but they've got a drive-in.
Okay.
You get you get Zhao. I'm not done yet. You get Zhao in an Aegis outfit, like an Aegis uniform, leveling some kind of like Men in Black, bring down the spaceship weapon at Clarity, who's like doing the accretion disc meltdown up in the sky, and tears are streaming down her face, and she's leveling the gun at it and trying to aim at Clarity having like a extinction level event on the sky over the city. She's doing some kind of like she's in like the music room, or at least you think it's the music room, but there's like little glowing pentagrams all on the floor, and there's like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of the high school kids that are all there, and the desks have all been moved out of the way. Everyone's sitting like crisscross applesauce in front of their individual pentagrams, and the music teacher, Caleb's music teacher, is sort of walking amongst them the same way he does for the tests and everything like that, but in this case he's wearing like these fantastic purple velour robes with like gold stitching and stuff like that, and is critiquing everybody's like technique while they're doing like summoning circles and stuff like that. Perry, I don't know if you've seen this guy on TikTok, but the music teacher is he's the guy who will walk in with like these purple crushed velvet shirts and walk in the screen and say, "Today's gender is pink ceramic coffee cup," and then he'll like walk like, and then he walks out. He's fantastic, and I love him very much. But yeah, he's like giving Zhao a pat on the shoulder for a good job on her summoning circle as this little like like sort of neon luminescent like imp kind of pops up and into the circle and waves and pounds on the barrier and then like flips them off and then disappears. There's a lot.
I was doing stuff.
Most of it does not seem to factor. Most of it, in most of them, she's just some kid at school.
Right.
In some of them, she's a friend of Mitzi's. In a couple of them, she's more than that. She's like the magic student. She's the agent's like plant in the high school. She's this kind of thing. In absolutely none of them does she really seem to be interacting with you at all. Except for the text is going bling, 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 bling.
Right.
It's not that bad. It's obviously not that bad. She is like, she's not.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
And because.
But that also makes Perry think, wait a minute, are these actually coming from her now, or is somebody messing with me? So, because.
No, you've already verified that several times. That's part of the loop. That's the loop that comes in right after Vigil. Is the double checking and verifying? Is this actually her? Yes.
Every once in a while, this is out of character. Every once in a while, my screen blips to like this weird green thing. Is that happening for you guys too? Like every once in a while, there's just like a one frame of what is happening?
Like a half second.
Yeah, it's like
what is it?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
It looks like a green screen thing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I don't have one, which is weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. But no,
kind of time foolery.
You have double checked a couple of times. It is definitely her. You've even like found a couple of security cameras in that area and double checked. In a couple places.
She's sending them right before I get them, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, exactly. There's no
cross-pollinated the triangulation and
Yeah, it's actually her.
Tech. Okay.
And she's playing it. I shouldn't say it's constant. It's constant to Perry. She's playing it cool but interested. There's no double texting going on. Although I will say this, after about the first half day of interacting with you, she starts correcting her typos in follow-up text. That's the only time she double texts, but she starts correcting her typos.
Because Perry texts like an old man with like punctuation and capitalization.
And no emojis.
And no.
No. Perry uses emoticons. He doesn't use emojis. God. He still uses the emoticons.
Now,
my dad.
Ow! God damn it! I do that. God damn
Me
you!
Me too.
All.
That's why I said it. That's why I said it. I did it. It's very much easier for me to just crank out the emoticon than it is to find the freaking emoji that I want.
To be fair,
my thumbs know the emoticons.
When they do voice to text, it automatically does emoticons.
True.
My dad does the most obnoxious thing. Whenever he texts me, instead of periods, he uses ellipses after every sentences, like dot.
No, that means there's more coming. That means there's more coming. Why are you?
And then usually he says "love you" at the end, but ellipses is that, and it's like you making it sound like I love you, even though I know you don't care about me or whatever. It's like no,
love you. Like, gonna say something back. Like it always.
There is 100% a generational debate on how to use ellipses, because some people think it is only for missing text, but every generation before them was taught you also use it when a thought or a phrase is trailing off. So,
yeah, I use it for everything.
Well, that would make sense for my dad because his thoughts are always trailing off.
There you go.
I have a very strong opinion for ellipses. They are used in one scenario and one scenario only: before LOL and then after LOL.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say in the Star Wars scroller. That's the only
No. So type out an ellipses, type out LOL, then type out another ellipses, no spaces. Do that and tell me what you see.
I feel like if we actually went through and edited these and edited out all of the rabbit trails, we would have 30-minute episodes.
You're probably right, but I'm sorry.
I can't tell if that's a critique or
It's all of
a
us.
vote in favor.
It's a man drowning.
Okay, fine.
Like
Aw.
it's like I can never not see that. Somebody pointed that out to me years ago, and now every time that's all I'm ever gonna see now. And I had to curse all of you with that knowledge as well. Sean, the look on your face.
Now I have to tell you this.
What have you done?
My oldest daughter has picked this one up for me, and then we're gonna stop. But this is my oldest daughter has picked this one up for me. The one that, yep, it's a little dude saluting.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I just realized that man drowning works if it's caps or lowercase.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Actually,
I'm not gonna sleep tonight.
the all caps one looks more like he's like about to go down for the last time, and at the last second he's just like, "Fuck you, then," and then like, because it's just kind of that elbow thing there with the L's. Fuck all you.
I mean, hey, thanks for going with me on the Zhao Da rabbit hole. That
No,
was
that's
fun.
fine. No, it's good.
Yeah.
No, but that's good. And I'm not giving it to you for nothing. There's things there that can be gleaned from that, not necessarily about her relative importance, but about the nature of your circumstances that I don't think Perry yet fully understands or groks.
Yeah,
in
there's.
this.
I mean, if you want the Encyclopedia Britannica of things that Perry doesn't understand,
About his own circumstances, yeah.
I mean, yeah, Jesus.
But clues need to be left. All right, so this is all. But yeah, all of this comes in, and you're able to bring it in and let it go. You don't know whether this is possibilities. It feels like memories that you're like letting it. You tend to block off because if you think about everything that you could know all the time, you wouldn't get anything done, right?
Well, and also, yeah, because I also get the sense that because of the way that we reacted to the last sort of the save point that going back to the save point that I didn't generate, and because of what Vigil said, Perry does not remember, may not be physically capable of remembering how many times he's gone back to the save point. So these might very well be memories and not possibilities. Right?
Which, yeah, is not a thing that you've really thought in the past up to this point. Vigil might be your best bet.
Okay, before I do that, I'm just going to have to sit down fully clothed in the shower for a while. And then I'll change and go talk to Vigil. Because that, just the thought of I don't know how many times I've reset this to try to do it again correctly is breaking my brain. And so I can only imagine Perry. I'm imagining me with the faculties that I had at 17. Like
that, yeah. That's a thought that you hadn't really, yeah. I honestly, I'd give you guilty just for having that thought, but you already have it. So this is really more of a reflection of your current state of mind than it is something that's about to happen to you.
Yep.
So yes,
Okay.
It's like, oh, so yeah, you've got kind of like a whiteboard kind of thing up there. So you're like writing all this out and crossing out various things. Vigil remembers things. This, multiple memories happen multiple times, multiple histories, or multiple personal memories. Need to talk to Vigil. I might have caused this. You look at it all, nod to yourself, turn around, walk into the shower, and you're just
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And then we
Yes.
see you like walking, and then you're walking over to the door. You're kind of like getting your hair's wet. You got different clothes on. Is this the only kind of shower that Perry ever takes? We're left to wonder as viewers.
It very may be. How come Perry's clothes are always kind of dingy?
Door opens. Caleb is literally right there, like.
Oh, hey.
So Caleb is standing in the door, like as Perry opens it up, like. Oh, you're muted.
It's like,
It's all right.
Hey, bud.
Hey. How? Hi.
He's got like
Did-
water
did
droplets
you-
on shoulders because he's just gotten his hair dry.
What day is today?
I actually don't know.
Me either. I was working on a thing. Do you need a suit too? I could make you a
What?
suit. No,
Like-
have like behind me I'm pointing and like still in like the one sort of shop lamp that's directly above it with the couple little arm things is the
Oh,
on the thing.
like a birthright suit, not like a
No.
like
Do you need a
piece like the one
Well, I
you're
mean-
wearing. I don't.
I mean, I'm
need
not.
a-
This isn't really necessarily. I feel like you're more of like a battle vest kind of guy.
Well, yeah, that's why I.
No, what
I
I'm
mean-
saying is, if you need some, Kevlar in your battle vest, I've got you.
I mean, I honestly like if you could put some Kevlar in my normal one, that would be cool. But like my super suit,
You don't already have Kevlar in your? Isn't that?
No,
why
I have
wouldn't-
chainmail. I have chainmail, and I point to the bottom where it's like really terribly sewn in into the sides.
Is it
like,
actual
right in
chain
there.
or is it like bottle cap or like pull tabs that are all looped
It's
in?
literally like chains that I've taken off of like not chainmail, but like just chains
Yep.
that I've like laced in, and I'm like, yeah, see, I got chainmail. That's what chainmail is, right?
Oh, right over your kidneys. That's
Yeah,
smart.
because people punch you in the kidneys, and if I'm gonna get hurt, then fuck them. They're gonna get hurt
Well,
too.
hold on a second. Pause.
We put
pause,
the wrong
pause.
two people together here, I think.
Chainmail.
You did.
We
Chainmail.
put the right two people together. I don't know what you're talking about.
Chainmail is to protect you from slashing attacks. If people are punching you in the kidneys, the chainmail is going to do diddly squat for the blunt trauma.
I don't care about me getting hurt. This is so their fist breaks too.
Oh,
This is a retributive thing. This is not a protective thing. I don't care about whatever. I'll take the damage. I'm fine.
but the chains are going to hurt you just as much. Like, why not
That's
use
fine.
spikes? Because then all of the force is going to go straight into
Here's
them.
the thing. I don't want to leave a blood trail anywhere.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. I mean, it's theirs though, so it's not like
Yeah.
your DNA everywhere.
Yeah, but I don't want it. I still just. it's too much. I don't want to deal with it. Plus, I got padding on the inside.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good.
like-
Okay, that was my first point of worry. There, your chainmail is
Oh, yeah.
useless against a blood attack without the padding underneath it.
Yeah. Like you see, I took so you can see I took some leather and then I basically just like stuffed a bunch of gauze into a pocket, and so it's like a little.
Okay,
It's almost like a little drum. It still
All right.
hurts, but it's not that bad.
let me. Do you have another one you could? How long can I have that for to make some structural
Uh,
modifications?
Well,
I mean, I'm not talking like right this second because I got some shit going on, but
you let me know, and I'll make some
I'm
time.
just
to get away
saying,
from it.
like, with all you still need some venting there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm worried about your core heat transfer, and so we need
Why do you
to.
think it's a shirt? Like that's why it's just the vest.
Okay.
Get some nice airflow.
So now you got to worry about the salt from your sweat screwing up all the chains that you work so hard to put in there. So I mean, we got to talk about some anodizing. So, there's a lot to be done for your vest, is what I'm saying. You
Okay.
also
I love
honestly,
this enthusiasm,
hon-
but-
let me tell you something else. You need 3 identical so that the 2 are drying out from all the shit that you did, and you're wearing the fresh one. Otherwise, you're going to get like fungus in places where you don't even know you have places.
Why did I never think of this? I don't even want 3 identical ones. I want 3 different ones.
Right, sure. And you're not wearing the same boots every day, are you? Jesus, this is okay. Listen, we got to talk. Come on with me.
What is happening? Am I getting what's?
So we're going, and I'm taking
so
him
hold,
to the place.
hold on for a second. Pause there. Don't want to go too far.
Yeah.
Where are
The
we at?
chaos these two have is just so beautiful.
I love these
So
interludes so
good.
much.
Where in the heck is-
Sean, you're muted.
There we go. I still can't.
I just dropped a picture of Caleb showing off his chainmail.
Oh God. I don't.
Wait, what? Okay, I gotta get back over
He's
here.
got his arm up. He's like, see, there's like chainmail here.
I'm gonna be honest. I felt like we just spent like 30 minutes of just me and Perry talking, but it wasn't that long.
I want to say,
Oh, no,
how,
it was-
how long was that? That
No,
was a
no,
lot of fun, but
Because you guys were doing all that stuff. Hang on, I'm with you.
if we can squeeze that all into a 3-minute TikTok, that'd be amazing.
Oh my lord.
Oh my god.
Is that what I want?
Oh my
there we go.
God.
That's what I want. That's what I want right there.
That was pretty amazing.
I'm sorry about having
gonna
to
say,
get rid of all these.
Don't get Perry's brain cycling on emotional stuff, nothing comes out. Brain cycling on let me help you tech the tech, word salad.
So you're saying like, okay, yeah, no, I want to work on this. But I've got this other thing I need to do first, and Revenant saying something along the lines of, yeah, sure, like, what are we doing? And hang on, I got to get back to the.
We
right
got to go
channel.
kill some people. Whose car are we gonna take? Yeah.
Shovel.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing? And
Do we need an
there
alibi?
we go. And Vigil says, "What are you two idiots doing?" And you kind of like blink and look at each other, and you're standing in the park in front of Exemplar's tower, because this entire conversation took place while you like walked away from the apartment, got onto
Right.
rapid transit, earned approximately 300 of the weirdest fucking stares that anybody has ever gotten from the overheard conversation, and Revenant like standing up in the middle of the bus. No, look at what do you mean fungus? And this is like all of the you guys are replaying that conversation and realizing that there was shit happening in the background. It's like you were all standing and they were rolling a background behind you.
It's so that the car and the camera stays stationary and
But the whole conversation happened, and then like Vigil talks, and you're like, and there's Exemplar Tower. You're right here, and Vigil's like, "What are you two idiots doing?" As you're standing next to this pond.
Perry, do you want to
Like,
answer
both
that?
get-
Because I don't know.
They both get the small face and the one little like drop.
Bleep.
Hello, Miss Vigil. I was Ms. I don't know. I was just
She's giving you
It's
this
basi-
look. You can't see her face, but she's absolutely giving you this look.
yeah. It's so I'm trying to take care of my buddy here so that he doesn't get like
I don't care about the armor conversation. Why are
It's
you
not armor.
here?
It's a battle vest. It's a battle vest because like
I mean it functionally technically yes it is just but modern, but that's okay. But I mean it's tomato potato.
Tomato chainmail.
Perry,
Perry doesn't laugh. That was Frank.
why
I'm
are
sorry.
you here?
I couldn't hold it in. I was actually coming to talk to you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hey, Silas. Sorry,
Caleb.
Caleb.
yes.
Can you just plug your ears and hum real quick?
I'm actually gonna go find Nautilus. I have questions for him.
Well,
I'll be back. Give me however many minutes it takes us both to do this. I shall return.
20,
And I'm gonna
I'm
go
not back in 5 minutes. Just wait longer.
23rd. Just wait. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer. 23rd floor, says Vigil.
Cool. Thanks, Miss Vigil. Bye.
Perry.
I've thought a lot about what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe too much.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
it occurs
tracks.
to me, it occurs to me that I do not have a working memory of how many times I may have tried to fix things.
She's
At any level
this is
of success.
continuing. She's just like,
And
And you're coming to the only person that seems to remember everything, because ghosts don't experience time the same way as living people do.
What? I'm sorry. Well,
Sean just melted inside.
I'm a little.
You know, this
deaf-
whole time I've been trying to figure out why are you doing time shit with the clairvoyant, and it just suddenly hit me. That's brilliant. I love you so much.
Thank you.
I think I still have. I still have some tinnitus in this ear from a thing. What?
Ghosts don't experience time the same way as everyone else does, so every time I forget, they remind me what's going on.
Oh, that makes so much more sense than what I was thinking. Okay, good.
I'm
Okay.
not a ghost. God, I'm so tired of this conversation. Also, I'm half ghost-ish. It's complicated. Anyway.
Danny Phantom?
Huh? Baby Phantom, no.
I said Danny Phantom.
Demi Phantom. It's a demi.
No, like the Nickelodeon show Danny Phantom.
Oh yeah.
Going
no.
ghost.
No. Oh, but
Sorry.
maybe. No, but maybe. Yes, but no, but maybe.
So these the ghosts that you talk to are able to perceive all of the. So they would know. So which means that you know.
That is correct. Do you?
Shit. I'm.
This has not always
sorry.
gone well when you ask me this.
Crap. It hadn't occurred to me that. Okay, well that tracks. Is it going well this time? Right.
No, there's a little bit of a shrug, like.
Okay, I was.
It's been worse.
Okay. Is there?
I've never been able to. I can't parse all of it, so I can't tell you, but I can show you, if you want to know.
Oh. I mean, I kind of have to. Otherwise, well, what am I even doing here? Do you have time to? Can you? Right? I mean, is this a good time for that?
I have all the time in the world.
Well, I guess that's two of us, technically. All right.
She holds out her hand. Actually, she pulls off a glove and holds out her hand.
Oh. And Perry takes it.
She okay. We gotta assume a little bit of media consumption here. The special effects that they use when Thanos does his dimensional walking, where you get the black cloud and he just sort of walks into that and then walks out someplace else where he's kind of surrounded by the swirly black stuff. It's kind of like that, except you get kind of pulled into that, or through, like, back into that as a, like, through that effect into a filter where you're looking at the rest of the world. So you're still looking at you're in the same place, but you get
so
pulled
it's
through.
very night before Christmas kind of thing, and now we're looking at
You're looking at the same space, and I'm not sure what you do here, but usually you just listen, is what it seems like to me. Or sometimes you pull out an instrument. Look around, and once you figure out whatever that looks like, I'm not sure what this looks like, but this is you unleashing your powers to basically read an environment. It's part of the unleash your powers thing. Extend your senses. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
To kind of get a sense of this. So that is what that is.
So so this is requiring a roll.
This is
what I'm
requiring a
hearing.
roll. You're
Yes.
rolling
And-
freak.
Freak. Okay. Okay. And it.
You're
I'm
perfectly.
getting. I'm also.
You're
yeah,
perfectly
I'm
poised
also-
for this roll.
Yeah. I'm also getting the sense that there's nothing that I have in my bag of tricks that's going to help me with this, which is why this has not necessarily gone that well every time we've done.
Well, it depends.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Does Vigil's influence over me do anything to this right now?
No.
Okay.
No. She's simply facilitating it.
Oh, I got nothing. Is that gonna?
Yeah, you're gonna have to roll again. It's not gonna resolve.
Okay.
I don't know why it does that sometimes. Ooh. It was because it was waiting to do that to you.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
This seems about right.
You know this.
Here's everything you absolutely ever wanted to know and a few things you didn't about Zhao Da. But for the important shit.
Yeah. This is.
Am I getting a potential or a condition for that? I forget.
Yes.
Both?
Yes. Not a condition necessarily. I'm gonna have you take a powerful blow after
Okay.
after this, because I think that's gonna be what flows off of this.
Yeah. That seems right.
So, yeah. You're still not. You don't get enough information as to figure out the why, but you are based on, because you're basically sort of like, you just experience this particular space, like as far as you can see,
Mhm.
on all the various instances of it occurring. This time and this place and all the various instances of it occurring. Which is not, well, we'll get to that in a second. There are a lot of them. As near as you can tell from your read of the situation and just ticking things off on your fingers and toes, there are 23 separate time loops so far of what's happening. Mitzi just said something, but I didn't hear what she said. Mo just said something, rather.
It's just made me like 23. It's like,
There's 23 different time loops so far of what's going on right now. And they're right in this time and place. And you're kind of experiencing all of those because of the way you are getting this. So it's very easy to get extra data, because in 16 of those 23 loops, you're standing with Vigil and doing this same thing a couple feet off from each other.
Right.
And having similar conversations. And one of them is like, this has happened 6 times before. This has happened 8 times. We've done it 16 times. What, 13 times? You know.
Is it possible to see?
One of you just throws up. Like,
That makes sense.
yeah.
I imagine one of them has soiled trousers as well. Maybe 2. So,
So you're in
each
some
the
kind of
loops-
time loop.
Are each of the loops their own, or do some of the loops repeat themselves?
These
you know what
are-
I mean? Like,
These are not.
are they each individual loops?
They're each individual loops, and these are not time potentials. These are.
Have happened.
Okay. Yes. That's the important thing here. This is not 23 different timelines. This is all the same timeline
Yep.
that someone's taken and wrapped around their fist 23
Yep.
times back through the same spot over and over again. And the corker is one of the instances is like, how did this even happen? And Vigil's like, you're the one that did it. You tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, as this echoes down through several timelines.
Ray Skywalker in a Hall of Mirrors. Are the boundaries of my loops? Wait, that's not a question I can ask. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
Sorry.
you can ask.
Sorry. Well, no, it's a question based on things that Frank knows, but Perry doesn't. So no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit on that. Sorry.
All right. The reason that Vigil's upset with you, which is clear in at least one of these other timelines, is because they're having to experience all this bullshit, and you're not only the person who's like apparently at the heart of it, you're the one who did it.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if I've said this before, but I'm sorry. I understand and acknowledge that I'm the one that did this. I neither know nor remember how, because
Of the time loops.
of how I got back here. It has scrambled something in my brain meats. So I'm
You're
sorry.
not back here. You keep constructing this future time traveler horseshit to conceal. Perry,
What?
you were born in 87. You're from here. You did it to yourself. Eight. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I can't say 87. I gotta say. Wait a second. I can't say 7 even. He's supposed to be.
What year are we taking? Okay.
See,
How old is Perry? So I can do the math.
Barry is going to be, yeah, so Perry's 18. You were born in 2002. 87. I don't know why I said that. You were born in 2002. You're from here, Perry. You're not from the future. You're an unstable alpha personality who needs external validation that they can't get because your parents are dead. Which is obviously why you have the friends that you do. Oh my God, I'm so sick of this conversation.
Oh.
Well, it's the first time it's happening for me.
I'm looking at Sean down there.
That hurt. I think all of us as players need to take a powerful blow.
Okay, the next time we do this, maybe remember.
I would never say that.
I'm hearing it because that was a lot. Really?
Don't worry, Vigil would never say that to Revenant. He's clearly a beta personality.
Oof.
That's rude.
No, I mean he's more of a he's more.
The thing has been completely debunked because they were looking at wolves in captivity.
Yes, I know. That's absolutely Vigil lashing out when they have no real right to do so, and they're going to feel terrible about that later. At the moment, they're just kind of.
Yeah,
now, what's interesting about this is you're looking at all these timelines and the loops and everything, and you're slightly out of focus because there's multiple of you and you're in different positions, and some of you are waving around and some of you are throwing up. Vigil is just Vigil. There is only one of them in this whole thing.
Vigil, do you really get the information from the ghosts?
Yes, I get reminded. Then I go looking. It's a lot easier for me to go looking. I don't understand any of it. I am not a science nerd. This is not my wheelhouse about 1,000 times over.
Well, here's I mean, on one hand, ouch. On the other hand, did I invent nanotechnology armor?
Yes, you're a goddamn hyper genius. I thought that was red.
Okay. Well, I mean, there was definitely a moment where I didn't know how much now that I'm imagining and how much actually exists. Like you put one
Anything
foot
that
on a
you've
banana peel and the other foot in a sanitarium. Like, what am I?
anything that you have like filed away as future tech, I think you can just
Mhm.
say that's just Perry
Okay.
doing Perry stuff.
Um,
I'm going to
Wicked
get it in
smart.
character. I'm going to get that line in character as
I'm
many times
gonna.
as I can.
Okay.
Can you? Okay. Is there somebody? I don't want to bug you about this because I feel like you've got shit on your mind. Is there somebody in the Exemplar Tower that I can talk to about
You do not want to
patent
talk.
paperwork?
You do not want to talk to anybody in the Exemplar Tower. I am the
Okay.
nicest
Well,
one.
okay.
There's
Thank you.
they
Thank
either
you.
have no idea what's going on or they are not happy about what's going on, and I am the only one who knows it's you, because if anybody else did, they would punch you through the sternum. And you don't want Transcendent doing that. He is unaccustomed to being constrained, and he is not reacting to it well.
Okay. I'll figure out the patent paperwork on my own. That's cool.
It's possible it's worth noting he knows that something is up with the timeline. There's with his powers, he knows that something is wrong. He doesn't know why, and he doesn't know why he can't fix it. He is not okay with any of this.
Mhm.
Vigilant.
Good.
I'm still quite
Fuck that guy.
mostly worried.
Sean, so you're gonna need to pay attention if I get to go to the tower. Just trust me.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay, I
if you
won't. I
get to
won't.
get,
I
if you
won't.
get to
I
go to the
won't.
tower.
I won't. I won't go to the tower. And um,
It's a lot to process, and I'm sorry
we've
that I
done this.
dumped.
We've done this many times, and it hasn't always gone well.
Correct. I don't know.
I
I can't.
earnestly wish for this not to be one of those times. What have I not asked you that you wish I would right now? What what piece, what am I missing? What should I be?
Uh, I've already told your friends what I think that they need to do to help you. Because when things go bad is when you're scattered all over every possible problem. And when things go better is when you're less that. I can only hope that when you're none of that, and they have I think I think that it's gone worse when I've told you exactly what to do. Which, from a personal self-worth point of view, has not been great for me. So I'm not going to do that, but I will say that you need to talk to your friends and find out everything you can and then work through your stuff. Whatever that is.
That makes sense.
The only thing I can tell you is that what's happening right now is better than the thing that you prevented by causing this to happen. So you're still above sea level as far as that goes. But the only reason I know that is because you told me and your face made me believe you. You looped us away from something very bad, Perry. So not only do you have to get us out of this thing, but you need to figure out a better way of fixing the thing that made this happen in the first place. Or helping us fix it. Or make it not happen. I don't know because I don't know what it is. But something made you veer off and take the whole stinking city with you. And 50 miles outside the borders. And I'm not saying anything else. And then she lets go of your hand and you guys are both standing back in the park like normal. And now, what? That looked at Frank.
What was the altitude of the floating city that the monkeys were on?
50 miles, give or take.
God damn it.
Ballpark.
Sure.
The monkeys want to leave. They just can't leave, remember? Oh, wait, no, you don't know that. Mitzi knows that. Mitzi knows that. Okay, Perry, why don't you take a powerful blow and see how you weather all of this
yeah, I think I will. Thank you.
We're taking our sweet time with everybody here, but hopefully I'm going to get time through for everybody, and then I'll loop back through everybody one more time. That's my hope. 2 times for everybody.
I don't remember where the button is for take a powerful blow.
It's you clicking the dice next to conditions on your character sheet.
Thank you. Situational bonus penalty?
Nope. Never. That's good for you. That's actually good. I'm going to reassure you that's actually good.
I remember.
Yeah, so take a powerful blow. With a 6, you actually weather this revelation and manage to see your way through it. So you mark potential because it's still a failed state result. So that's 2 that's 2 potential.
Do I mark a potential in addition to the one that I right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's another one.
Yeah, separate one from there. So 2 potential there, and then tell us. Show it. Say how you weather the blow. Like what is it about this that allows, or what is it about Perry that allows Perry to kind of take all this in and not have a complete recrimination spiral?
I'm gonna go with. Although Perry is currently racked with guilt and paralyzed by fear, that he still has a savior at 3 and superior at 3. So the way he weathers it is, I really want to fix this, and I think I know how to do it. Whether or not that is true, at this point we don't know. But
yes, that's fair.
I am highly motivated to defend my friends, specifically,
nice.
and the city in general, and smart enough to figure out how to do it.
So you're kind of blinking and staring off into like, kind of nowhere, and you hear Vigil say something. That's interesting. You're not freaking out and throwing up as much as you usually do.
I mean, maybe I've had enough tiny bits of iocane powder by this point that it's not screwing me up as much.
She's walking off and shouts over her shoulder, "As you wish!" And then she disappears into the shadows of the trees. All right.
That was fun. I really have to pee.
All right, you go and do that, and we will go. Caleb, where you're in 23. It's nighttime.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a whole plan here, because I'm not actually going to go talk to Not. Well, I'm going to, but that's not the purpose of this.
What are you doing?
I've decided to embrace my Chaos Gremlin Nightmare Boy moments. So, before I get into the tower, I'm going to kneel down, and I'm going to summon Bill and Ted.
Okay.
And I'm going to be like, okay, so, guys, I need you to do me a favor. I'm going to go make an alibi. I'm going to go talk to all the exemplars that I can, all of this. And I pull out a marker, and I'm going to hand it to one of them. I need you to go draw bat nipples on every single one of Transcendent's suits. Go. And I'm gonna walk in.
One of them takes the marker and the other one does the little emoji salute. Emoticon salute.
So I'm now going in and I'm first going to the kitchen because if they think that I show up and not go get food first, it's going to be suspicious. So I'm going to go have just a big plate of food, and I'm first going to go find Silver Streak and just start having a conversation about any kind of thing. I don't know. I'm just going to walk in and just be like,
Hey, Revenant.
hey!
Are you in your outfit or are you just in like street clothes?
Oh no, I'm in street clothes.
Oh, hey,
Caleb.
Caleb.
Yes.
I can. Is that cool? I just.
Yeah. Yeah. You want a taco? I got tacos.
No, I just ate 20 minutes ago, and I don't need to eat for another 20 minutes or so. So I'm good.
Okay, cool.
I didn't know you were coming by.
I was in the area. I kind of wanted to talk to Nautilus after the whole summoning a bunch of anglerfish in the middle of the city.
Cool. You want me to take you want me to take you where he is?
Yeah, that would be awesome. I wanted to say hi to everybody too. Make sure, like, I wanted to check on Valkyrie, make sure they're okay, and like Blackbird, because they. Also, I kind of wanted to apologize for Valkyrie. I did kind of grab her with a tentacle without making sure she was cool with it, and so that's not okay.
No,
That's kind of a big deal.
Let me go around with you because you're supposed to have an escort when you're.
No, totally fair. Totally not a problem. Not a problem at all.
Yeah. Okay.
I appreciate it. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate you escorting me. That's awesome. I'm gonna eat these while we go, if that's cool.
No, that's yeah. Everybody eats while they walk as well, or run. Me. Okay. So yeah. Anglerfish over the city. That was a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
That's I haven't seen anybody who can do that kind of stuff, like the big sort of. You do that like, is that like a tech thing? Is it magic? Is it?
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I can do it with all kinds of stuff. Check this out. And I'm gonna summon like just a spider crab next to her.
You do a lot of ocean stuff. That's pretty cool. I mean, I get the nod. Like, I see where you want to talk to Nautilus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Nautilus was like he knew like all the stuff. He's just a smart guy. A little. Also, I need to thank him because I did almost lose it at the like it. It's just I gotta say, there's a lot of people here I need to talk to and say thank you, make sure they're all okay. Like it's kind of a thing. I just gotta make sure it's all good. So.
Sure.
But didn't you just like run through the air, like literally run through the air on monkeys?
Well, no, I was running on the monkeys. It's basically like jumping from stone to stone when you're in a stream. It's fine.
Yeah,
they're basically staying still for me when I'm running. So,
that's insane.
Yeah, it's it's a good trick.
That's cool.
Unfortunately, when you're trying to fight them, it's also kind of like they're rocks. So, ow.
Oh, well, if you ever want to try this, here I can do something. Let me see your fist real quick, and I'm gonna summon like basically just a big old like pistol shrimp, like hardened claw on it, like the ones that they shoot. So if you want to punch somebody with that won't hurt you.
But you have to be around for this. But
kind
cool.
of.
Team up.
Yeah.
When we team up next time.
Yeah, let me know. You can punch stuff harder.
That's
you can't already.
Super creepy looking. I like it.
Yes. So I'd like to stop by Valkyrie first to apologize.
Okay. Valkyrie barely remembers. Like, she kind of like frowns and nods. Oh no, the monkey. Yeah, no, sweetie. That's if I had $1 for every time somebody had grabbed me with a tentacle without asking.
You have 2 nickels? which isn't a lot, but it's kind of weird that it happened twice, right?
No, it's been a lot more. I wouldn't have needed to. I wouldn't need to strip to make ends meet. But
Wait, what?
I mean, I
She's
don't
Spector. Did you
anymore.
not know that?
What?
I don't anymore.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
she was-
No, Vic Caleb literally is doing this in that moment. He goes, "Hang on, what?"
Sorry, mommy. Sorry,
Mommy,
Sorry,
mommy. Sorry, mommy. That is an NC-17 conversation, and you do not get to go into that theater. Right. Never mind. I was an adult sex worker, and now I am funded through a generous stipend labeled "Please don't do that anymore" while you're working for the Exemplars from the Exemplars. But I'm
I
still.
mean, cool. As long as you're happy, I guess I don't really care. It doesn't affect me at all. So
That is
I just didn't know.
that is an incredibly healthy attitude, and by healthy I mean it's not going to get you punched by anybody. Well,
No, it might get me punched by some people.
some people.
But I'm okay with punching those people back, so it's
No.
fine. It's fine.
Once you're 18, you are allowed to grab me with a tentacle whenever you want to. Free thing. Until then, I think I would actually end up going to jail. So we're going to categorically say no unless our life's in danger. Fair?
Yep. Yes, ma'am. And I'm gonna walk away, and I'm just doing it like, hey, Streak, you couldn't have, you know,
I thought you knew.
what?
I thought
What the
everybody knew. It's like a People magazine thing. They do. There's a lot of articles. Google
Yes,
is free.
I'm gonna like look at it. I'm gonna look at her like dead in the eyes. What makes you think I read Time or use Google?
How is your generation so much better at the internet and so much worse at the internet? Why? How?
Because my generation has people like me, terrible,
Dragging
and
the average
Perry,
down?
and Perry dragging the average up. I don't know what you like.
Oh, don't.
There's no middle ground. It's go big or go home. And I apparently went home when it came to tech.
Well, I mean, if you ever decide to use a search engine, you will find that Valkyrie is the most searched member of the Exemplars.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen. That's weird. That's weird. I don't like that.
She could have said most Googled. It sounded even dirtier, but she didn't. So
I appreciate.
I am
Streak.
Googling.
Streak is the Streak's actually relatively nice.
Cool.
Less likely to make the awkward jokes. So give me the list of who we're going through here.
I want to talk to. So of course Valkyrie. I want to make sure Blackbird is okay
Okay.
as well.
So Blackbird, Nautilus, who else?
Uh,
I
McCoy-
want to gestalt it all together here.
Yeah. I want to. I can't remember her name.
Blackbird. Oya.
Yeah.
Oya.
Yeah.
Oya, Blackbird, Valkyrie, Nautilus, Vigil. Would you have met, but you saw Vigil already. Transcendent. I think those were the main. Oh, Patrol. Oh.
I don't care about Patrol at all. Literally does not even pass on my radar. But I do want to stop by
Wrecker?
wherever
But Wrecker?
Guardian is. I'm gonna check in on Wrecker as well. That's gonna happen.
All right.
But I also want to stop in on Guardian just to make fun of them for being an old, just an old useless man, and then walk away.
Guardian is not actually here, so I'm going to rob you of that. He doesn't actually.
That's fine.
He and Blackbird's usually doesn't. They have rooms, but they're not usually here, and I don't think either one of them are tonight.
Well, I'm gonna tell Straight to just tell Guardian for me that he's an old useless man.
Okay. Do you want me to? I mean,
You can tell him it's for me. I don't care. He's an old useless man. He knows it. He sometimes maybe he might be drunk and need to be reminded.
okay. All right. So while you're doing the tour, though, while you're talking to various people and just taking the general lay of the land, what I'm going to have you do is sort of collectively for the Exemplars pierce the mask and get a read on the tower, so to speak.
I have 0 to that.
Hey, it's better than Perry's Freak.
And I actually have a move for this.
Oh, you have a move for like taking the read on a group?
Or
Or-
like doing I have the straight up
Oh,
creeping move.
yeah, that's like
Yeah.
scoping out a place. That's a little bit more breaking into it, but I am super flexible with that move. So
At some point we gotta use that, figure out a place I can do recon on.
that's
Okay.
a good point.
All right, I'm piercing the mask now. Here we go.
All right.
Oh! Literally the worst possible roll.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
No, it's not the. Is it the worst?
Wait.
No, you got a 3 and a 2
Why
It's
am
not
I
a negative.
Why am I getting a -2?
because you have a condition. He said
Oh, because
question
I'm
mark.
angry. Oh, dang it!
Which might
Forgot.
explain why you're doing this in the first place.
To be fair,
It
you would have
might.
still only gotten a 5. So
Oh, but I was just more curious. I also completely they both start with A and they're right there, and my brain just went, yeah, I'm still afraid. No, I'm angry now. But that would explain a lot.
that would
Okay,
explain
cool.
that would explain the random
I'm gonna be a chaos gremlin. You're welcome.
yeah, nipples graffiti, yeah, that kind of stuff. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No,
Do
no,
not read me.
this is good, but
I'm sorry.
So-
What did I miss?
Oh, you have a kid for this. Um,
So
While he
I
is
go to the bathroom
having-
and I come back and there's graffiti on people's nipples? Or
Why-
is this like a new Banksy
no,
that I haven't seen before?
while Caleb is having Silver Streak
Deep
taking around
cut.
to check in with some various people around the tower, he sent his 2 little cuttlefish with a black marker to draw nipples on all of Transcendence uniforms that are
I love
everything about
that.
that. All right. So first of all, well, we'll get to that in just a second. So you've been checking, like you're actually, it's going to come right on the tail end of this conversation about Guardian.
Okay.
And Caleb, come over here. Come sit down. And like, there's a little like hallway nook kind of thing with like a little seat, like a little reading
Yeah.
nook kind of a thing.
I'm gonna sit down. I respect Shriek. I'll listen to her when she like tells me to do stuff. You turned this 100%, and she knows exactly what I'm doing. I could tell by the smile.
Okay. I can tell you're pretty angry right now, and you're kind of working through a little bit of stuff, and some of it is is aimed at, probably justifiably, at a couple people here in the tower. I didn't say probably.
Only one person. Only one person specifically.
Really?
Only one of the no, because one of them has the ability to do things and doesn't. They're lazy. The other one is useless. There's a difference.
Is it fair to say that neither one of those are very positive takes on a person, that reasons for you not to be very impressed with them? Yeah.
Oh, don't like either of them. But
Yeah.
one of them I just pity, and the other one I genuinely hate.
Okay. I can tell you've got a lot going on here, but I think when I've run into people who are really angry about this kind of stuff, especially with people that they've only met once or twice, it's usually because well, when somebody comes into a fight and they're swinging that fast, it's usually because they were already swinging. And if they walked in by themselves, they were probably swinging at themselves. So you kids have got a lot going on, and you've had a lot going on since you first sort of came on the stage here, and it's a tough stage with a lot of spotlights on it. You've been the subject of conversation a couple of times here around the tower, and we're trying to figure out, and different people have talked about it. Oya and I have talked a lot about it. Especially how you first showed up and piecing things together and figuring out how everything there at Sentinel Plaza first kind of happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really sorry about your dad, Caleb. We're all really sorry about that. That's really hard.
I
You okay? You okay? You need a minute, you just hang out.
I'm gonna I gotta stand up
If
for
you
a
need a
second.
minute, if you need a minute, we're all good.
This is Caleb. This is Caleb.
Okay, all right,
This
all
is
right.
absolutely Caleb.
Thank you. Thank you for
It's
clarifying.
just yes, no, no. This is Caleb saying all of this. Like, I am. You're the first adult that's ever apologized for that. The only other people who have ever said anything to me about it are Silas and Perry and Mitzi. You're the first person in any sort of authority position that has said that's a really crappy thing to happen to a kid.
I think
I gotta.
actually she'll shut up and let you talk.
I'm like openly weeping, like in the game.
Sure,
Like,
okay.
Caleb is. I am actually a little bit too, but I'm okay with that. That's
All
fine.
right.
I'm having a good time.
I mean,
Um,
thank you for clarifying that because that's rough.
oh yeah, no. So Caleb is just like he's not doing the sniffly nose thing, but his eyes are just
Streaming.
constant,
Sure.
like streaming all the time. So
I know you're feeling bad, Caleb, because when it's people like us and something like that happens, and you're not the first person this kind of thing has happened to. When we show it, sometimes you can see it from orbit. And when we look at Sentinel Plaza, it's clear you're still hurting.
yeah,
So if you're planning to do something about that, just let me know. We'll do what we can, but just let me know. Because that's a lot.
hang on. Have Bill and Ted already done their thing? Are they like? Have they even gotten one or two of them at least?
Oh, sure. Yeah, this
Okay.
is 20, 25 minutes into the whole thing.
Cool. Do me a favor and just I'm gonna have to say just you'll know why I came here probably the next time Transcendent changes. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Nothing harmful, nothing permanent, but
And there's a voice in your head, and you can't decide if it's Mitzi's voice or Silas's voice that says, well, it is permanent marker.
it's 100% the choir teacher's voice in the back of my head.
There you go.
It is.
Actually, Mr.
Permanent
Loshine, I
marker.
believe that is permanent marker. So
Well, anyway,
I can just see him coming in. Our agenda for the day is permanent black marker. Anyway.
anyway. So just be aware. I do still want to talk to Nautilus.
I'll let him know.
Because, yeah, just send him to me when you can. I'm going to go now because I realize this is probably a really dumb idea to still be here.
Oh, it's fine. He's not here right now. Nautilus is not. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Just.
I'm gonna go anyway.
We're not all so very old that we don't remember what being your age is like, even if we're really bad at talking about it.
Hey, I really do appreciate that. I'm gonna go anyway. I was not expecting to cry like this.
Sorry about that. Not super sorry, but
mean, it was a good cry. I feel better. I'm gonna go though,
Was there something?
because
Was there something you said early on that was like sort of a message out to everybody about the thing? I couldn't remember if that was what you said or if that was just you. I don't know if that was something Caleb said or something that you said about, like, you know, I'm going to go into the tower and do something right now, guys, kind of a thing. I know you
oh,
said that. I don't know whether it was you or Caleb that said that.
Caleb said that to Perry. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go up into the tower
Okay.
to attack the Nautilus," and then I said, "Bye, Miss Vigil," like because and she was
No,
like, "No,
I
I don't like this."
no. At the beginning of the thing
Mm.
with going up and checking on people, I just couldn't remember if you'd like sort of said something out on the sort of the group chat, so to speak, the mental group chat. Um,
No,
okay,
no, nothing in the. Nobody needs. Everybody needs plausible deniability.
I got you. I got you. All right. So,
This is not the first time I pranked an important person.
um, I think. I think that. Hmm, actually, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think that all of that and just the closeness of it and Liz and everything and the whole Sentinel thing, I think that ticks your Doom track from that 4. Um,
That makes
just
sense. Yeah,
yeah, is that track?
yeah, no, that makes sense.
I was thinking about conditions and like sometimes Mass needs a condition that says got the sads or something like that, but there isn't a sads. So, but luckily you have a Doom track which is like 45
Basically
check.
that. Yeah,
It's like 45 check boxes of sad.
yeah.
Or 25.
Uh,
25.
there is one other thing that I'd like to do, and I do want to give influence to Silver Streak, like specifically,
Okay. Can absolutely do that.
like
You know what you can do? You can do that at the end for the thing, but you can do it right now if you want to. Technically, Streak's already got influence, but we can definitely reflect it straight up.
yeah. As long as they've got it, like it's just one of those like that was one of those moments where that was a like legitimate like I now genuinely look up to
Gotcha.
this person, like.
Yeah.
Like they made a big impact there for being a genuinely decent human being. Also, they're the only person that can out eat me, so that's got to count for something.
There you go. Yeah. There are times I will say I love this game, but there are times when I wish for just a little bit more granularity and nuance when it comes to the influence stuff, so you can have a little bit of those things. But I understand why. I also understand why it works the way it works. So that's all good too.
Yeah.
All right, let's flip back around while you guys are coming out of there and sniffling and snuffling and coming up out of the tower. I will only ask, I'm not going to dive into that scene just yet, but is Perry still there when Caleb comes out? Do you wait around? I realized I lost Perry. Why did I lose Perry?
Oh.
Yeah, he's switching to his phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm assuming. Like I told Perry to wait for me specifically.
Okay, so we can say
I'm assuming,
you guys are still there at the end.
and I'm coming out like
He's back.
with tears. So.
Welcome back, Frank.
Hey,
Welcome back, Frank. So
Thanks, I'm here.
Caleb comes back out. What's your mundane? He has clearly been verklempt somewhere up in the tower. He seems like he's in good shape right now. Like he's not like fleeing the tower, having been hysteric, after having like he's not fleeing in like weeping hysteria, but he definitely had himself a good emotional outlet cry somewhere up in the tower. Face is all blotchy. He's still kind of sniffling a little bit, but he's also got kind of like that wavery smile that you get where it's like, no, it was a good cry. It was a good cry.
Yeah.
Kind of a face. And I'm not going to dive back into that just yet because we have to get back over here, and I have a very important question to ask Mitzi, which is specifically which family board game does your mom pull out after dinner?
Oh no.
Before dessert?
Oh no.
Or board game, could be anything.
I'm gonna say dominoes, honestly.
Oh yes, I love everything about that.
Is it like Mexican train dominoes?
Yeah.
Okay,
Dope.
there is a
I'm
there-
actually real good at that IRL.
there is a variation of there's a Domino's variant that my family plays called Turkey Foot. I don't even think it's really necessarily relevant to that, but the main rules flip on that version is that if somebody plays a double, all of the directions off of the double have to be covered before you can play anything else. And if you can't cover it, you have to draw one, and then you pass if you can't draw into it. So you can spike the wheels of somebody trying to go out by if you can get a double down and they don't have the piece to go, kind of a thing. So it makes it a little bit more. It adds an additional layer of PvP to it. That the end result of that, of my family, who categorically, from the eldest to the youngest generation, love each other unreservedly, say some of the most horrifying shit to each other in the midst of a Domino's game. I have literally had my niece wish that my mother had never become part of the family. You know, I had my sister, in a completely straight face, explain to my mother that she was finally comfortable with telling her that she was more a member of the family than her mother was because she was born into it and her mother had only married into it. And she was going to exert that right to have her cast out of the Domino's game because she had yeah. But the problem is it doesn't land because we are laughing so hard. Anyway, I don't think I played Mexican Train, so I don't know. I don't know if I know the rules variant, but I will assume is it still solo? Is there a team up or paired element of this at all, like a cribbage game or a bridge game or anything like that? Or
the way I've played it is that it's still solo, and you start with you've got the little wheel thing that the 12-12 starts in the middle of, and everyone has to start with a 12 and connect it, and they have to build their train, and you can build off of other people's trains too, but like the goal is to build off of your train primarily and to be the first person to run out and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's an oversimplification, but that's basically it.
But there is the capability of playing on other people's trains primarily to block them and what you think might be their next obvious move, kind of a deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I absolutely foresee the scenario where your dad jokes but takes it the most seriously. Your grandmother is not to be trusted in any way, shape, or form. And you're fairly certain absolutely cheats and looks at other people's hands.
Well, also
100%.
She's a telepath.
That's what I mean. Is she's using?
So she knows.
Yes.
Who's going to play what next?
Yes.
I think Mitzi has learned enough to put a mental block up against her abuela.
Yes.
At least just during this game alone.
She brings out so your mom brings out the dominoes, and your dad's like, "Really?" And she goes, "There are guests you're going to play, even though." And the grandmother comes up and pats him on the back of his head. "I'll be good. You are never good. You are statistically unsupportably unbeatable. I'll be good. You'll be fine. I'll let you win a couple of hands." You see with this Silas, this woman over here, this devil right
I'm
here
sure
is not to be trusted. You must guard yourself at all times.
Oh, but she's so nice.
She is the rear general of betrayal, Silas.
I
think
think
Mitzi
She
is
is
like
she is the
just
she is the Benedict Arnold of family game night.
Jeez. That's rough.
And then she says something like, your abuela sits down, and as she sits down, she kind of sighs, ugh, I forgot to refill my drink before I sat down. And he, without pausing in this diatribe of her evilness, says, "I'll get that for you, Grandma," and just immediately goes and grabs it and out the door and to go and fill up the drink. So to give you a sense of the multiple levels that this is all operating at. It's just that he absolutely doesn't trust her with dominoes. So
Everything else, pure love.
pure love, absolutely would lay down over broken glass to let her hobble across as slow as she likes. But with dominoes, no. That's fighting for the ring at the lip of Mount Doom levels of, yeah. Anyway, so yes, dominoes. I love that.
Yeah, and I think Mitzi sends a Silas message in his head, and she's like, just put on music, as like a just have a song on record up here, and she can't like look into your hand.
Nope. That's a good trick.
How long does it take you to wonder if that works on Mitzi?
That's his first thought immediately. It's like, you shouldn't have told me that.
Okay,
I don't know if Perry's in range, but if he is, all you can hear right now is Una paloma blanca. Oh.
So, yeah, the game goes along well. The dad does get to win a couple of hands, but he is definitely not winning. Actually, your mom is kind of killing it tonight. Abuela, at one point in time, is absolutely bobbing her head to Silas's song.
Amazing.
I wouldn't have expected so many. I wouldn't have expected so many trumpets. And like, what was that? Oh, nothing. Anyway, I'm thinking of most ska music, just in general.
Yeah, it's because he's playing back. We went to see. Who did we go to see? We went to see Streetlight Manifesto the other night, and so he's playing that back. It's like that one song they did. I don't know much about the ska stuff, but that one song they did was real catchy.
All I can think of is the song "A Moment of Violence" for Silas.
Yeah. Tracks.
Yeah.
I'm thinking is the next time that Birthright is in a chase scene, if we don't queue up English Beats March of the Swivelheads, something is very wrong.
It's amazing.
So,
Looks like you have words, and you can't.
I'm thinking about how to put this out here. Okay, this is Silas mostly right now. This is. I think it's fair to say probably Silas's guard was up a little bit with the dad, just because of your general experience with dads.
There's that, and then there's also the fact that he is kind of like a little like, upset at them for the notion that they might be trying to take Mitzi away.
And that was where I was kind of going with this is
and that was what his little quip earlier was targeted at primarily.
Which one?
You have to have plans because otherwise some people might make plans for you.
Ah, interesting. It definitely went right by the dad, but that's partly because he doesn't know that Mitzi knows about any of that. So,
yep,
any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think this is the kind of thing where when their banter is up and they're kind of going, it's really easy to kind of forget about the troublesome stuff.
Yeah.
But when things get quieter and sitting around the game and, people are playing, there's still it just gets quieter. It comes back where the thing that you're trying that is kind of stuck in your head a little bit is this thing. It's like they think they're going to protect her from something by, just taking her out of here and I don't know that you were 100% clear. I don't know that Mitzi was 100% clear on this is already a plan that they're making, or is it just something they're talking about? Are they arguing about it? Are they back and forth? All that sort of thing. That's kind of lingering in the back. In that just keeps coming. It keeps bubbling back up. It's like the thing that you keep trying to put out of your head that it just comes back up at inopportune moments. Kind of like that TikTok that Andrew shared a couple of days ago that I'm never going to be able to mind bleach out of my head.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
It. I forgive you.
Which one?
Don't
Watch it.
don't ask and don't look. If you see a link that he put up to TikTok where afterwards I say I not only block the person, but like the person who made it, but also the person who duetted it, just for the sake of them having duetted it, then don't go look. Just don't.
It's very cursed.
There's too much of your life
think-
ahead of you for you to be thinking about that every 15 minutes for the rest of your life.
And yet I'm very curious.
Yeah.
So the person who edited it said it clearly. If they have to be here, so do you.
Yeah, I know. That is no. At that point in time, what I do is instead is roll savior, roll to defend, and try to keep the rest of the world from ever encountering that video. Anyway, but this is that kind of thing. It's this thought that keeps coming back up where, and I don't know what your take on this is. Is it just something that's constantly eating at you? Is it something where you're trying to figure out how to say something? Is it just bugging you? Is it, how much does this affect your night? Or how do you process that?
I mean, I feel like he's kind of just on guard the whole time, and I think that's kind of just like something that he's used to.
Sure.
Honestly, especially when it comes, like, anytime that he's around adults, he's like always very on guard because he's never really had a positive experience with adults before. He's never really had, I mean, besides Red Wraith briefly, he's never really had a authority figure to look up to. And his first impression of Mitzi's parents is they're trying to take her away from the team and everything. And so
I think you're mispronouncing me, but go ahead. When you say the team, that's a very interesting way of pronouncing me.
This is just his chain of his stream of consciousness.
Sure.
But
note to self, Silas lies to himself even in his subconscious. Good to know.
Trauma will do that to you.
That is fair, yeah. So this is all kind okay. You become comfortable enough that you, like, I don't know, fourth or fifth hand, and also after he's done it to you a couple times where you kind of like cut her dad off. Is he introduced himself, and you and Mitzi made a point of mentioning the first name, but is he the first name, or is he absolutely Mr. Oh my God, Ramirez. It's an R. My brain. Is he absolutely Mr. Ramirez, or is he? Are you using the first name at all? What is your? I don't know. I don't know what Caleb's approach to or Silas's approach to this.
He's Mr. Ramirez.
Okay.
He says it in a really like cocky, like shitty way.
Jesus. Okay. I think about the third, but it takes a little while, and it takes a little bit of him sort of cutting you off a couple times before, like, you're probably comfortable enough to start doing that. At least at some point in time, when you do something that makes him kind of hiss through his teeth a little bit, he goes, "You have, unfortunately, a knack for this, Silas. Have you played dominoes a lot? Did you play with your family?"
No, I'm just naturally good at things like this a lot.
And I think that's where Mitzi's like, some people are just really good at instructions and games.
Sure,
I'm
sure,
trying
sure.
to like cut in and be like, all right, we're gonna steer away from the parent talk, cause
That it honestly, it's very good. It's I'm not. No, wait. What does your dad do at Rook? Is he a programmer, or is that your mom?
he is a head engineer. I
He's
think
an
a head,
engineer.
like a scientific engineer.
No, process is a very good thing, and it's one of the reasons that you can be very good at a game like this. I don't know how Abuela does it because she was an engineer, but
And I think Mitzi gives him a look like, you know how she does it.
dark. I am assuming Dark pacts with the Netherworld, but um,
I just heard dark pacts with the Netherworld, and my my Revenant sense was tingling. I was
That's
like,
my area.
It's like, yes.
someone's
Someone
talking about my major. I wonder if he picks up on this deflection or this sort of like.
He's a smart cookie. I would probably.
Yeah, but he's also a curious cookie, and
Mhm.
you know, Abuela decided to bring him into the house, and he does know about Abuela enough to know that she didn't do this just because she thought it'd be funny. She also did it because she thought it'd be funny. But that's like 5 steps down the list. How about you roll me a defend?
Don't mind if I do.
No, not
Can
you.
I
Not you.
assist?
Mitzi.
Me?
Oh,
Yes, you.
Oh no!
Mitzi.
Why? What did I do? Okay.
You're waving down. I'm just wondering how much he sticks to this a little bit. Cuz
Oh, I have a negative too because I'm insecure. Oh,
I'm
geez, okay.
warned off. I am warned off of conversations all the time about my daughter, and I am a good and loving father, God hopes. But that doesn't mean I always listen, especially when I have a reason for asking. Oh dear. I didn't look.
And
What?
and it is with this one that it slowly starts to sink in with Mitzi that she brought a boy into her house that has an affinity for punching dads.
I'll take my potential. It's fine.
I had to put the dice roller up there just so Will could share in our astonishment at really truly how bad that roll was.
That was really bad.
Oh
I didn't
dear.
know.
What's going
Oh,
on
I
with
didn't-
Frank?
Frank's on an adventure.
If I scroll back through all this, you see there's a lot of red dice
Um,
here. There was
To answer
one.
your question, I'm still with you on phone. I won't have access to Roll20, but
Okay.
I'm with you here because we got family road trip.
That's
uh,
fine. That's all
my
good.
in-laws and meeting up with my everything. So yeah, but I'm still with you.
Mitzi managed to roll a 1, thus capping out. We went from a 12 and then a 4. We haven't had anything, no successes except for that 12. That was a 4, a
Wow.
6, a 3, and now a 1.
What I'm hearing is that I screwed up the curve for everybody.
Yeah, it could be. That could be.
Oh God.
Are there
I'm
gonna be
waiting.
fisticuffs in
No,
the
I don't.
in the Ramirez
I
household?
mean, I would hope.
I
Let's hope
not.
not. That would
Yeah.
make things complicated.
Yeah.
Just a little.
What do you really?
Will, don't you dare. Will's like comment music slowly starts to fade in.
Oh boy.
I just imagine the song Heads Will Roll by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs playing. Like, just that song. Like, that's my Mitzi fight theme in my head.
See, sometimes you don't expect things to go as bad as they do, and you're like, oh my God, but what is that?
This is fine.
Hang on.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Is it fine? I'm trying to read
Okay.
myself, honestly.
Okay, hang on. All right. Sorry, I got a process here. That was a bit of a wrench in the works. So yeah, you kind of get in there. It's like, no, not everybody has it. Okay, no, certainly not everybody uh, plays dominoes. Of course not. What do you do with your family, Silas? What's a night like this look like? Oh, you're muted. I'm sorry.
Oh, whoops. He kind of goes, anger management.
Well, that doesn't sound very good. What is that? It's it's an answer, but it's a very cryptic answer. For you?
He's
Typically,
just trying to
cryptic
send a
answers
mess-
are typically cryptic answers are a sign that there's something there that's not good to unpack in a public setting.
You don't
I
get
think
along with your
Mitzi sent a message and it's like, Silas, what?
you,
I'm sorry.
you don't get along with your family?
Let's just say they never really bothered to be around.
We have a very big family here. Silas is so I don't think about those kind of things. Um, even if Mitzi's mother and I weren't around, aunts and uncles, everyone would step in. You don't have that? I shouldn't ask. You don't have that.
I don't. And the only family that I do have is in danger of being taken away from me.
Do you have is it some younger sibling or something? Or there's I mean,
I'm
are
a firm
you
believer that the family that sticks with you for life is the family that you choose.
so this is your found family then?
You could say that.
That's the phrase I always hear on television shows. I could say that. Is that something do you think you can do something about or no?
It's something I'm going to try and do something about.
That's a noble thing to defend a family. It is. Be careful you don't take more than you. What does it say? You don't take off more than you can chew. Uh, you're still in high school. It's a lot of fight to take on for something like that. And maybe it's not the thing that you is actually something you need to worry about. It may not be happening. Maybe it'll be better in the long run. But
I've
I
had
I'm not saying you're imagining anything. It's good to be able to step in and when you have a family, a real family of your own at some point. I admire that instinct to be the one who steps in and protects the family. That's a good thing. You have good instincts there. So I can't really fault you, but don't be. I would hate to see someone with your promise burn a bridge because they thought they needed to fight a fight that they don't need to fight. But it is good. It's good, I think, that you want to do that. That you think you should. That's good. But I think it's good to be ready in case someone picks a fight, but maybe don't pick the fight yourself. And he is once again wants to shift your labels.
I don't even want to know what he's trying to shift into because
Uh-huh.
I'm rejecting that shit.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so let's look at that real quick. Because you're definitely tuning out what he has to say. As much as you can.
Morgan's picking up all this. I don't know if Mitzi is picking up all the levels.
And
Subtext.
I don't even think that your dad is picking up all of the subtext because he doesn't know that you know, and he certainly doesn't know that Silas knows, and he doesn't know that that's necessarily what he's talking about. What he sees, what he knows, is that he's seeing a young man who is ready to fight a big fight. And
Well, I'm sure we've all observed that Silas has a gift for subtlety.
yeah,
So.
yeah. He's a young man who wants to fight a big fight for his found family. And what the engineer sees there is like, okay, that's a young man who's ready to fight for something that he doesn't have any legal claim to, and that's going to cause a problem. Blah, 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 blah. He's going with all of that. He's taking it literally. He doesn't realize he's having the conversation that he's having necessarily. I'm saying that to the players, not to the characters who don't realize fuck all about any of that level of nuance. It might as well be, he's from your point of view, he might as well be lecturing, like saying, stay away from my daughter.
Right.
Influence. When you reject someone's influence, roll. It's just a flat out roll. There is you just roll the flat d6, but hang on, I gotta look at the character sheet here actually. Oh, you don't have any conditions, so it doesn't matter. There is one in here. Insecure gives you a penalty for rejecting what other people say,
Right.
but that doesn't matter in this case because you're not insecure. You're feeling just fine. Fine, I'm fine. Why do you ask? So you just roll. You hit there's a flat d6 you can roll underneath your stats.
Fuck.
Man, it is a lot of bad. I hope everybody's marking the potential that they get. Mark that potential. And Mitzi doesn't have. It's not close enough to pull that out. All right.
Also, how could she help if she doesn't really know exactly what's going on here?
Yeah. When you direct someone's influence roll on a hit, you successfully hold yourself too long. On a miss, their words hit you hard. Mark a condition and the jam will adjust your labels. Okay. Well, I'm marking angry. I think.
Yep.
Does that track?
That was what I was gonna. Yep.
Yeah. I think marking angry makes the most sense. And he is shifting again. He's shifting your savior up again because the instinct of protection is good. Picking a fight, he doesn't recommend it, and he's shifting your danger down.
Woof.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
You are, that's going to make it hard to punch a dad in the face. Not this particular dad, but,
So, yeah, so taking all of that in, Silas kind of looks down at the floor and, like, grits his teeth because he's like, I want to fight this guy, but I don't want to fight this guy in front of Mitzi.
The thought has to occur to you, and I'm simply saying this as a what do they call that? Intrusive thoughts? Yes, I'll say intrusive thoughts. The intrusive thought that comes in is like, if I punch this guy, I'm just proving him right.
Right.
Like, that's got to be one of the thoughts in there, aside from all
sure.
the other freaking disaster spirals that would come from that kind of a thing.
And he looks back up, and he says, "That's some sound advice, Mr. Ramirez.
Thank you.
Might I return some advice to you? I realize that at this stage in your life, you probably think that you know what's best for everybody, but it's often the things that you find yourself clinging too tightly to that slip away from you. So I might caution you there."
It's so good. That's so good.
kind of want to know what Abuela and like Mom are doing right now. Did
Yeah,
you let this
I
conversation
was gonna
happen?
say this game of dominoes all of a sudden got really fucking tense.
I think it just stopped, honestly. As the
Yeah, it's like no, everyone's
I feel like
forgotten.
at some point, Mom was probably like, "All right, kids, let's."
Well,
and
the
started fucking kids in.
yeah, the conversation is at this point in time, Abuela does something. Like she just sort of shifts the domino, and your mom like kind of vanishes out into the kitchen. Moves out there really quick. Hang on. I want you to roll me a provoke.
Oh hell yeah!
I want to see how that lands. And I want to make it clear.
Of course, this is gonna be the one that I roll well on.
I want to make it clear, in case it's not clear to anybody. I am always 100% rooting for you guys on these rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I mean, no. To be fair, sometimes it's kind of funny if somebody blows a thing. You know, I know it's like a -2. That's fine, but I'm still rooting for you. So I really.
I mean,
I think
the constant GM struggle is like, I love my players, but I have to be an asshole to them because of these characters.
the world is a hard place when you're a teenager, but I really want to see how this provoke lands, and I think mechanically is the best way to do it. So why don't you give me a provoke on Dad? Holy shit!
Oh man.
I want to high five you right now. That is awesome. That is a hell of a roll. Perry, that was a 12. For those of you keeping track at home. All right, provoke someone. For NPCs on a 10+, they rise to the bait and do what you want.
So what are you trying to do? What's provoke? On like.
Well, I think the message I took away from it is you need to consider that. I mean, it's the Princess Leia speech. The more you squeeze, the more the systems will slip through your fingers, right? It's right. It's that you need to remember that for all that you can protect people, if you try too hard, you know, you'll protect them from everything else, and they'll walk away while you're in the middle, while you're standing in front of them, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I will say, you can actually see it land. I will give you this because I know the rest of this is stung a little bit. You get influence over Mitzi's dad.
Hell yeah, I do.
I don't know how Mitzi feels about that, but
I would like to recall Birthright's first meme, which is that if you get in a fight with a dad and win, you become the dad.
You become the dad. There's some layers there that I'm not going anywhere near.
Nope.
This is a PG-13 show.
Oh man.
Anyway. He considers, he goes, he considers that he his head kind of goes down, he nods, and I don't think you're making the right decision, Silas. About
The feeling's mutual.
No. I mean, I understand that. You are too smart for trade school, and I'm going to keep bothering you about this. You should be going to college or giving speeches. But you're too smart for that. And he said, I'm going to shake your hand again because I think we didn't. This is another one to mean it. And then I'm going to finish trouncing you at dominoes, but
All right. He slowly extends the hand to shake.
They shake across the table, and then the mom kind of comes back in. And she goes, "Okay, we had dessert, and you know."
I made a salad with craisins.
That is not what she did.
Definitely not.
I don't know what she did for dessert, and I'm not even going to take a shot at. But that was what Abuela is like. It's time to distract them with sugar.
Flan.
Sugar.
Flan, yeah.
Anyway, so that Mitzi, that was a big scene between, and that's like your whole family. So what are you doing here?
I think Mitzi's just like first gonna ping Silas, like if he's still not using music to like block her out.
Well, there's a
And
difference
like-
between can't pick up extraneous surface thoughts and whether or not you guys can still communicate. That's
It's true.
a whole
That is
different
true.
thing.
I think she's gonna ping him. She's like, "Hey, you okay?"
I don't want to talk about it.
He definitely, I mean, I will say this, take this away, he definitely heard you. But I mean, you definitely heard him too, and that's always a lot to process. Right? The thing I think go ahead.
I was just gonna say, actually, what he would say is, "I'm not ready to talk about it."
That's good.
He's trying. He's working on himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about that, because it still makes you mad, right? But you have to it's interesting because it made him mad, but at the same time, the takeaway is still like what I can do is protect them, and how people see me is that twice he's mentioned that I seem dangerous, or what he said tells me that I seem dangerous.
Yeah. And then once Mitzi's like, "Oh, okay," and then
It's
she's
not
gonna
you.
like, "No,
And
I know."
we can talk about it later. I'm just still working on things, but
Of course.
you're the person I want to talk about it with.
Right.
They're both, and this is also in your head with Abuela, they're both big boys, and they did just fine.
Shut up.
It did we like sneak into our conversation?
No,
We
this is
both-
a separate call.
Oh man,
call.
I wish that would have been it. And
No,
we
that would have
both
been hilarious.
in unison mentally. We're like, "Abuela."
I mean, I could, but I don't think that she would eavesdrop on you two talking. There are limits to her shenanigans.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think she's gonna like peek into her dad's brain to see exactly like what's going on up there.
he is getting a little bit of a realignment.
Okay.
He's honestly getting a little bit of a realignment, because the way he had seen this evening was, boy was brought back home. Boy looks like little boy looks like trouble. In a number of different ways. And if you don't think that your dad was smart enough as he was pulling into the neighborhood to see the motorcycle parked around the corner from the house and put two and two together, think again. But when it's all said and done, he's absolutely, in fact, this is your dad. He's practicing the conversation that he's going to be having with your mom later. He's kind of like, he rehearses ahead of time. And he's already trying to make it like figure out his casual delivery of her taste is a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. He's working out, he's trying out various things, but they're all basically in the gist of, how do I make a joke about the fact that I was schooled about being the dad in my own house? And that actually impressed me. Like, he's trying to figure that, like, how does he make the joke? Because he wants to make the joke, and he doesn't want your mom to feel like she needs to make him feel better, because that would annoy him. So he's trying to figure out his way. He's an engineer, man. He's not good at this. He rehearses.
Yeah.
I will now only from here on out be addressed as dad.
Nope. Just a
Okay.
sharp nope.
I acknowledge that the council has made a decision, but given it's a stupid ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
So actually, just my own tangent for once. So I don't know if y'all follow Des the Les, like the Mexican American comedian.
Oh, I love.
There's
them so
one
much.
where I think it was her last video, because I still get notifications where it's like, oh, I don't know why men like me. Like, why do men find me attractive? And then she says, Poppy, sorry. And I was like, oh my god, we need that now. And then my comment blew up in likes. And I'm still getting notifications. And I'm like, why do I have 38,000 likes?
It's amazing.
Poppy, sorry.
So yeah, I was like, oh no. I want that sound, but also, oh god.
One of the first, say it's in the first 6 videos or things that got really large, was I was saying something about people who are making daddy comments, and then my daughter barged into frame on the shot and was like, "These my actual father, and I see the comments on. Please stop, please stop."
That's incredible.
Oh, so yeah, she still kind of winces when that happens. There was a follow-up video or something where she was like, "No, Silver Fox is fine. You're all broken inside, but it's fine. I draw the line at daddy." Something like that. So, yeah. Poppy? Sorry.
really
Poppy?
funny.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
yeah, that's when Mitzi's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, he's
All
not
right.
sure that he likes it, but he There it is. He
Yeah.
respects.
I'm a stepfather. You'll hate me, but
No.
you will respect.
It's not so much that.
I don't
It's
like that either.
yeah, no, that's not good either. No, it's he respects that you're not just white boy teenage fuck up that Mitzi decided that she liked the haircut on.
Valid.
I mean that, you know, he's ready to take a second evaluation on this whole thing, but you know, there you go. So he's okay. He's not mad. He's not mad. He's a little affronted, but mostly about like it's hard to be corrected when it's clearly right, you know, kind of a thing.
I've never been so offended by something I 100% agree with.
Something like that. Yeah. No, I like that. It works. But Abuela's like, you know, they're both big boys and they both did just fine. You don't have to worry. No one's going to flip a table over or whatever it is you say all the time. Not you, just the table flipping. There's always, I don't understand it. He did good. Your little boy. Very clever. He's very angry though,
Yeah.
isn't he?
And I think Mitzi just says back, like in her mind, she's like, yeah, he's been through a lot.
He's going to need to do something about that pretty soon.
He's working on it.
No, I know that. I'm just warning you. You're probably going to need to help him.
How am I to help him, Abuela? Like,
That is a boy who will swing at something a lot bigger than he is.
can we find a random monster for him to hit?
Oh no, he's going to find his own monsters.
And I think Mitzi just sort of like looks over at Abuela.
Just, you know. I think you're doing okay. You're doing better than me. I was a disaster. Oh, the drama. I think it was mostly my fault. There was this one time, and I didn't even know that he liked me, and he walked into the room, and I was already kissing one of the other people on the team. It was, he was a very good kisser.
Abuela, these stories, I don't need to know. I respect your past. Things you did. Pero I don't need to know.
It would have been better if we hadn't been actually looking for him right then, in conjunction with some disappearances.
Abuela, por favor.
Not people. Robberies. It was burglaries. I guess it would be burglaries. They were very upset, fraternizing with the enemy. That's what they said. which I think is that's very overdrawn. That was overdramatic.
I think Mitzi just like sort of like
It's
kind of
just-
casually just like does one of these.
Your mother's like flan, dear. Anyway, all right. We're very long on time. Is everybody good for about another 10 minutes here? Are we good? I know I don't want to burn up all of your masks juice, Mo, because I know you have another.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
All
That's
right.
not until
Good.
like later. I can take a nap.
All right. Perry. Caleb comes out. He's all. Oh, and you may not be. If you can't go, tell me.
I'm okay. I'm worried about the amount of ambient noise. I'm hoping
Oh,
that
that's not
I'm
even an
hoping that
issue.
I'm hoping that my headphones will help that a bit. So, but yeah.
I just want to know. I just want to know, coming off of all of that, if there's anything that you wanted to do, or let me know, like I'm headed towards this person or this thing, or I want to do a stuff, or I need to call everybody together and touch base or check in or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, the first thing I need to do is make sure that Caleb's okay, because I don't know what the hell happened in the tower, but I don't see tears on his face very often. So I'm worried about my boy.
All right. Let's in the interest of
That's number one.
Uh-huh.
Number two is we of us need to get together and compare notes,
Yes.
because what the hell?
Okay. All right. Because I realize I'm going to need you to roll some stuff, and we're not going to do that right now. So go ahead and mute for a sec.
Cool. I don't know how much Moana you're getting in the back.
No, it's one of my favorite soundtracks, but
It's a good one.
we should be
Yeah.
It is a good one. All right, so what we'll do, we'll start right there, because I think we're gonna let the record show for the person who comes back in 10 minutes before the next game and checks the video at the end. Let the record show that we're wrapping up the thing, that we're going to begin with Perry doing a comfort and support with Caleb, and Caleb possibly info dumping, and then a call going out as dessert is being served at the Ramirez estate. That, hey guys, we really need to catch up on everything that's been going on, because I feel like I'm behind on some stuff, and I got some things I need to catch you up on, and things like that. And so that's where we will begin with the next thing. But Caleb, as you're coming out of there, are you good with starting there, or did you have anything else that you wanted to, like, any other flares you wanted to fire up before the end?
I did also, like, as I'm coming out, I'm kind of like, I'm like wiping tears away, but I'm snickering a little bit, and I'm texting Perry specifically, like, as I come out to talk to him, and I'm just like, how do I set up to record a press conference with Transcendent? Happy birthday, Silas. Happy birthday. I don't know when your birthday is.
It's all going to be happy birthday. All right. We will stop there.
Yep.
Just call it technical challenges. Not even difficulties, just is what it is. All right. So quickly, around the horn, we'll start with Silas. Silas, closer to the team, further away from the team, more into image yourself.
I mean, honestly, I think more into my own image of myself.
That's
because fair. I think I had some good character development, and some, like, as much as I was going head to head with Dad, it was also a lot of, like, self-examination. So
yeah, no, that's good stuff. So shift your own labels, one up, one down. Totally cool.
Do I mark potential off of that?
Nope. All it is a label shift. Sorry,
One
man.
away. Dang it. Then it's all good.
Yeah, that's the. But I think you're right. I think it's a really good reflection. Don't worry. I'm positive that there will be a low roll that will. That 12 was pretty sweet though at the end. I am so happy for that. Honestly, that's a
great.
Interesting wrinkle in the Silas Ramirez social dynamic. I can say with some authority that none of my daughter's teenage friends have influence over me at this point in time. None of them have rolled that well, and all the boys are rolling at massive fucking penalty, which is not a romantic thing because she's pretty much she's as pan as they come. But my God, the boys are a fucking disaster at that age. Jesus. I'm sure it's going to go away when they're
wrong.
I'm just gonna like I've reassured her on multiple occasions that it mostly goes away by the time they're 30.
No, it
Ish.
doesn't. I'm 36.
Somewhat goes away. They become more aware of it. I don't know. Anyway, Mitzi,
Yeah.
closer, further away, more into your own image of yourself.
I think closer just because Silas is there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
He actually showed up and he's putting in an effort.
I
And
mean-
that little toe off with Dad was intriguing, and Morgan knows why. Like why the subversion level. I don't know if Mitzi knows like why the argument really happened.
Yeah. Huh.
I think
I
Mitzi's
mean-
too much in her head to like actually like realize what's going on.
Yeah. That tracks for me, honestly. Some of this I have to kind of like. I was so tunnel visioned at that age that I don't know that I can really self-examine my own stuff at that point in time. But looking at stuff from my daughter's point of view, and there's many times where she'll come in and say, "This is happening and this is happening," and I'll be like, "Okay, but back up a step. You know why they're doing that, right? Why they're acting like that to you, right? Because of blah blah. No, it's because of this. Like this. Like to me, for me, it's dead obvious, and for her, it's just not. You just don't see it. So I think having it make sense for Morgan and not for Mitzi is
Yeah.
all it is some kind of weird argument with my dad for some
Yeah.
reason.
And she's like, is it a power move? Like, is Silas trying to assert his dominance, like, against my dad? Like, as like, I'm a good guy, like, sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. All right. So I'm pretty sure Silas already has influence. So if so,
Yes.
shift the labels, and you can clear a condition or mark potential.
I think I will. Can I finally get rid of insecure for once?
I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
I think I will.
I mean, I can see that a little bit because at least it seemed to have landed with her dad about the whole like consider what you're doing kind of a thing. That make you feel a lot less insecure about like how things are going to go with your family. I like
Yeah.
it. I like
Yeah.
it.
And then Sean, you get to pick my label shifting.
Let the labels be
All right.
shiftified. Caleb,
Let's see.
what do you
Yes.
think?
So the only one that I could think that makes sense is that I'm closer to the team, but that's only because I don't feel like I've grown further away from the team, and I definitely don't feel like more into my own image. Like that's just the one that makes the most sense, but none of like right now I'm very much like
I mean,
because I definitely because the conversations like me, I nobody I ever get to bond with like with Perry like we did on the walk over. Nobody has that like moment where we just both go, oh crap, we were moving. Like that was
Yeah.
awesome. Like, and that's kind of where my like they're all kind of there, but that would be where I would lean towards. Like that.
If you want me to make the GM's argument for the close more Indian image of yourself, the conversation with Streak may you could make the argument that you see yourself a little bit more clearly as a person who has suffered a big loss, and a lot of what they're seeing is just that like seeing it from somebody else's point of view, which is something bad happened and we can see you're sad from orbit. Like
That makes sense.
that may like sometimes seeing yourself.
I guess I was thinking like looking at yourself like in that way was more of like a like really like I'm like I know who I am more, and now I feel he's just like
It
well,
can
maybe I think I did and I don't, and now I gotta look at that.
I think it can be just as much like having somebody say to you a thing that helps you bring yourself into focus for yourself. It isn't even it isn't like she said this is how you need to be. It's what she said showed you a reflection of yourself that you hadn't really thought about.
No, I like that. That's good.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways. I mean, you can always do like, oh, somebody who has influence over you. Technically, I could have shifted your labels when you gave Streak influence because she already had influence. And if you give influence to somebody twice, I don't need to. This is another way of reflecting that where.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also says something interesting about Streak is that like what they're seeing is enough in alignment with what you feel that it just lets you see yourself more clearly, not give you a completely different take on it from this external person, which is an interesting take on Streak. Can I just say for the record, I love this version of Streak. I had Streak in one of my other mask games. It was a very, 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 very different character. And this version of I like the other one too, but this one is awesome. So thank you all for that. You've done great stuff.
So I'm a bit more into the image of myself.
Cool. Perry, what do you think? And you could just say one or the other.
I feel like Perry's image of himself was blown open, realigned, put back together, and like rebalanced and calibrated completely by that conversation with Vigil.
Then what I would say to you is that you have an assignment when you get a chance, get back in and move one of your labels up and one of your labels down. However, that makes sense.
Vigil already has influence over me.
Yeah,
right?
So that's not really a thing. This is just a matter of you're more into your image of yourself, so you get to move a label up and a label down.
Right.
So that's your homework.
Will do. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. With that, this game continues to surprise me every time. Like, anyway, I love it a whole bunch.
I'm having a blast with it.
Yeah, this is amazing. Oh, I have one more question.
Yes.
And this is progress on my nemesis. Is that a yes or a no?
Yes, you had progress.
Not necessarily positive progress, but
I already marked one on you just for the kind of the blow of talking about it, but that does mean that I feel like it's been more centered in your head as like the message there is like, you know, if you're going to get better, you got to deal with this.
Yep.
And I feel like that's progress.
Cool.
I'm still caught up scrolling back through your videos trying to find that one that you were talking about.
Oh, the one about my daughter?
Yeah, because
I'm not sure if that one's still in. I don't know. I lost a couple.
Because I wasn't on Doist Talk until the bell. So.
Oh yeah, no. This is way back. This is way back, and you're going to be wading through some stuff. The bell wasn't even the biggest thing that blew up. I think the biggest one still to date is my son explaining that late stage capital. My 10-year-old at that point in time, my 9-year-old explained that late stage capitalism is the same as fascism, but with money. That was a day. That was a month. I can't remember. That was. I'll see if I can find it. It's my father. You can't say that about he's an actual father. Anyway, or an actual dad. She hasn't called me daddy in a very, very long time. And my 8-year-old has suddenly decided it's hilarious to call me father when she walks in the room. She'll walk in and go, Father. Really? Okay.
That's amazing.
All right. So I will just say, going around.
My ambient noise is about to get a lot quieter for a minute.
No problem.
And then I'm gonna have to hop.
I'm gonna say, Caleb and Perry, I loved your scene where you guys just completely like zoned. I felt very proud of myself for going, and you're where you were headed at the end of that, because
that was amazing. I loved that, and this took place while you were in route.
I imagine it as like the Adam Wright scene jump type things. Or the Edgar Wright scene jumps like he does in Scott Pilgrim and
yes.
Shaun of the Dead.
Oh my! I was about to say it's very much a Scott Pilgrim. They're talking and then they look around and they realize they're in the Starbucks. It's like, how the heck did they get in the Starbucks?
Love it.
Yeah, no, it was very much, yeah, it was very much like that. Um,
You 100%. Ow! That's the lift. Yeah, so that happens regularly. I have scars. You absolutely 100% blew my mind with the vigil conversation.
okay, cool.
Frank had a lot of theories. None of them were what you gave me. So,
As long as I was I think we were in the same zip code though. It was just a matter of.
oh, for sure. But I love, yeah. You absolutely blew my mind, and I'm not sure that my acting this morning adequately reflected the extent to which Perry's mind was blown.
Nobody has to be an actor to play the game. That's
no.
totally
I know
fine.
that. What I'm trying to say is, if you did not get the sense that, everybody knows you're blown apart. If you did not get that, then I'm sorry, because you absolutely completely rocked Perry's world. So
Same here, because like my whole thing with the whole time again was like, why is the dead people person like know about time? But then like you made it make sense perfectly.
I was actually really happy with that with Vigil. It's like, yeah.
Well, I also love that there was a solid couple of minutes where Perry thought Vigil was a ghost.
Right? Okay.
I was like, no, I'm not a ghost. Oh, okay, good.
I'm curious as to why Vigil told Andrew is curious as to what would happen if Caleb is like, I'm going to use my powers on Vigil. I'm terrified of that now because she was like,
I do not want to.
She was just like, yeah, no, me and Caleb should not mix. That's a bad combination.
That was actually that was something that you missed last session, Perry. When she was talking to Mitzi, she said, "I need to talk to somebody," and me interacting with Caleb is a very bad idea. We have some drug interaction issues with our powers that would cause problems.
That tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a whole. Yeah, there's some stuff there. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm glad about that. I really liked, and I wasn't expecting the scene with Silas and Mr. Ramirez.
It was that I
so
expected
cool.
that to go way differently than it did, but I love that.
I think the Dominoes was inspired. Mo, that was.
Mhm.
I was
Oh, and
thinking,
I
like, they're
I
not a
only just
Candyland type of
understood-
family. Like, yeah.
What's that?
They're
I
not a
was like,
Candyland type of family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that we have one normal family. I'm really glad that we do because they're so I'm kind of leaning a little bit into them being pretty healthy.
Oh yeah.
And I'm always going to model any of my game families off of Emma Stone's family and Easy A, so they're almost automatically going to be cool as fuck.
So good. So
I
wholesome.
have to rewatch
Stanley
that.
Tucci.
Oh.
Stanley Tucci is the man.
Stanley Tucci and the mom. Honestly, the way her mom talks about her past is absolutely. I just realized is absolutely what I'm channeling when Abuela tries to embarrass you.
My favorite scene from that whole movie was when, if you haven't seen it, Emma Stone's little brother is adopted. The entire family is white. The little brother is black. And there's like a scene early on in the movie where he's like, "Am I adopted?" And Stanley Tucci's just like, "What?
No,
who told you?"
The mom is saying like, don't worry about the fact about you're not being. I can't remember what it was. Like you're bad at math or something. She goes, "Don't worry about that. You got that from me. I'm bad at math too." And she's like, "What do you mean I got that from you? I'm adopted." And he slams his hand on the table. Who told you? We were going to talk about this first. And then later on, he's just sitting there, and I know this was an ad lib. He's just sitting at the table. They're both eating breakfast, and he's eating, and he's looking at the kid, and you can see Tucci is thinking about like, and he's like, so where are you from originally? And it's just, I use that on my kids all the time. They absolutely hate it. So, anyway.
Oh my God!
So
we're sitting around yesterday. This is real quick. We're sitting around yesterday. My mom and stepdad are in town. My dad is here. We're sitting around and talking about like sizes and things. And my stepdad says, well, yeah, your glove and your sock and your hat size is supposed to all match. And I'm like, well, what the hell kind of factory seconds did I come out of? My mom's like, thanks a lot. I was like, oh, you're sitting right here.
It's amazing.
Whoops. So, yeah, the only time my dad legitimately, the only time, and this is going to sound worse. The only time my dad has ever legitimately hit me, and I don't mean hit me like some kind of thing, but like turned around and clearly I needed a pop of something like a thunk in the middle of the forehead kind of thing, and he kind of went like from here and went like punked me right in the middle of the chest. Hey, kind of a thing, because somebody was making some joke or something at my expense. I said, yeah, I'm a real son of a bitch, and he turned around like immediately like, hey,
Yep.
and I'm like, what? And he's like, play it back. Do we talk about your mom like that? And I'm like, I am very sorry. I am very, very sorry.
That's great.
Dad don't play about mom. I can say whatever I like about him, but
Yeah. The other thing I'll say real quick about today is that I was very much aware of your TikTok talking about turkey foot back in the day, because if I remember the timeline correctly in my head, that was part of what inspired me to send the dragon dice to you.
yes.
But it wasn't until today, when you were describing it, that I actually got the mental image of why it is called turkey foot.
Oh yeah, to keep things
Because
from
of the way
overlapping. Yeah.
Right. And I was like, and it was like the light bulb went off, and I was like, how come I didn't get that last time?
It's got
Like,
nothing.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the rules, but because you play every one of the doubles crossways to the play, and you're supposed to play off of every one of them, all of the plays to the side are at an angle so that they go out like that. So it looks like a turkey foot going out. It's not even a rule thing. It's just an arrangement on the table kind of deal. Anyway,
And I absolutely saw that in my head when you were describing it today, and didn't 6-8 months ago, a year ago, whenever that was. So yeah.
Thank you.
So cool.
Also-
Anyway, you guys are all awesome, but
You're awesome.
This was great. Thank you so much. And I'll get with you about my schedule's weird coming up the next. I know that's not this coming week, but the week after that is when I'm gone for 2 because of the gig. So that'll be potentially interesting for Perry.